Swinging a fly ball to left field deep. Way back! Way back! This ball is gone! A walk-off home run! Newport Gulls win it here in the 11th.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Branham sets, kicks, and deals. Swinging and a strike three. The Newport Gulls are 2009 Eastern Division champions.
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Swinging a high drive to deep right. Oh, is this ball crushed? Way back and gone. Joey Manning with a towering shot. Swinging a high drive to deep left, and you can forget about it. Cal Conley with his third home run of the game.
Stay tuned. The Newport Gulls pregame show starts now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. In his 8th season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here is play-by-play broadcaster Nick Lima.
Hello and welcome back here to Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island, where tonight the Newport Gulls will take on the Sanford Mainers in Game 3 of the New England Collegiate Baseball League Eastern Division semifinals. Newport falling on the road last night in 10 innings, 7-6 the final score after taking Game 1 here at Cardines Field 2 nights ago, 14-2 the final. The Gulls looking to take the series victory in the rubber game of the 3-game series here tonight at Cardines Field. It's do or die for both ball clubs as the New Bedford Bay Sox await the winner of tonight's Game 3 here at Cardines Field. Trip Davis on the mound for the Sanford Mainers. Peter Kellich, the starter for the Newport Gulls. It's the Gulls and the Mainers. Game 3, the elimination game between Newport and Sanford. The pregame show starts now, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. The Newport Gulls and the Sanford Mainers here now in Game 3 of this 3-game series. It's do or die for both ball clubs, and we're here because last night it was a crazy, another wild matchup between these two clubs as they squared away for the 10th time in the season. The Gulls still have the series advantage over the course of the summer, 8-2 against the Mainers. But it was Sanford who pulled away with the walk-off win last night at Goodall Park. Here's our game recap from Goodall Park in Sanford, Maine. Hello from Goodall Park here in Sanford, Maine, where tonight the Newport Gulls getting set to take on the Sanford Mainers in Game 2 of the 2012 NECBL Eastern Division semifinals. John Hockstetter to start tonight for the Newport Gulls as Newport looks to sweep perhaps this 3-game series here in Game 2 after winning last night at Cardines Field 14-2. It's the Newport Gulls and the Sanford Mainers here tonight at Goodall Park in Sanford, Maine on the NECBL Broadcast Network. So Steve Anderson's got the scoring off the bat early on in that one for the Newport Gulls as the Gulls jumped out to a 1-0 lead in the second thanks to Anderson's solo shot as the Gulls struck first.
Spring Arbor University kicks and fires. One on and kicks into the gap, going past his corner, and this one's going to land at the top. It's going to be out of here actually, and the Gulls get on the board first on a solo home run by Steve Anderson here in the top of the second.
Monster shot by Steve Anderson. Steve sent that one out to one of the deeper parts of the ballpark where it does start to jut in a little bit out there. Wasn't really a no-doubter off the bat, but certainly a very well-hit ball. Anderson went 2 for 5 with an RBI last night at Cardines Field. Gets his first home run of the postseason.
The way that ball...
So Anderson's solo shot gave Newport the early 1-0 lead, but Will Cooper would tie the ball game in the third with a solo home run himself coming on a 2-0 pitch.
Hockstetter now to the set, the windup and the pitch. Swung on and line into deep left field, going back is Kaufman at the wall, and this ball is out of here. Will Cooper ties this game up with a solo home run, his first home run. Hockstetter now to the set, the windup and the pitch. Swung on and line into deep left field, going back is Kaufman at the wall, and this ball is out of here. Will Cooper. This ball is out of here. Will Cooper ties this game up with a solo home run, his first home run all season long, coming in the game 2 of the first round of the playoffs to tie this game up here in the bottom of the third.
I mentioned before, the ball's carrying very well here tonight, and that one carried better than the Anderson home run, easily clearing the wall in left field. Kaufman only took a few steps back. He knew it was gone.
So that tied the game at 1 apiece. The Gulls would add another run and take a 2-1 lead, but then the Sanford Mainers would come back against John Hochstatter with a big 5th inning. First, a leadoff walk for Gavin Stark, and then John Gorman came up to the plate and hit a 2-run bomb, first pitch swinging.
From the stretch, Hochstatter fires. Swing and a line drive, well hit, left field. From the stretch, Hochstatter fires. Swing and a line drive, well hit, left field, way back, and this one is long gone. You can forget about it.
And the thing about John Gorman is he's a two-way player for the Mainers, but he does nothing ever like this. These are two players here, Will Cooper, now John Gorman, where you just don't see anything like this. Gorman batting under 100 to come the end of the regular season, and you can see it as he trots on the home plate. He's very excited, and so is the rest of his team, and now this game back in the Mainers' favor.
Casey Kaufman never even turned around. John Gorman belts a 2-run blast. And the Mainers take a 3-2 lead here in the 5th. A go-ahead home run, first pitch swing from Gorman. There's Matt Horan who swings and hits a fly ball to right field deep, way back. Ort going back, looking up at the wall, and it is gone! Back-to-back home run for the Sanford Mainers, both on the first pitch swinging, and the whole team rushes out of the dugout. They'll greet Matt Horan.
And I'm telling you, this is Matt Horan. He's a pitcher for the Mainers. He ain't even a hitter. And now he's doing it. Now the Mainers 4-2. I mean, like I said in the beginning of last night's game, Nick, this is playoff baseball. Anything can happen, and the Mainers putting it together right now.
So John Gorman and Matt Horan went back-to-back. Both had their first home runs of the summer here in the NECBL. Hochstatter would then settle down, get Cooper to ground out. Hagel struck out, but then Anthony Hajar would come up, hit a solo shot, and the Mainers would go back-to-back again as Jordan Betts would follow up first pitch swinging with the home run.
The pitch. Swinging a line drive, right field deep, way back. The pitch. Swinging a line drive, right field deep, way back it goes. The pitch. Swinging a line drive, right field deep, way back it goes. After the first pitch swinging. The pitch. Swinging a line drive, right field deep, way back it goes. Labonte looking up, and you can't forget about this one. The third home run of the inning for the Mainers as Anthony Hajar goes yard, and they lead 5-2.
And I don't know, I mean, these Mainers, this Mainers team kind of trying to show redemption from last night. They got a skeleton lineup here, obviously with Matt Horn, a pitcher in the lineup as a designated hitter. And, I mean, these balls just flying out of here. I got to note that the home run from John Gorman to left field, I'm pretty sure is the deepest home run I've seen at left.
The Mainers weren't done yet. Jordan Betts hit a solo home run to left, and that gave Sanford a 6-2 lead. But the Newport Gulls will battle back. They got a run in the 6th. They got a pair in the 7th, and then in the 8th rather, and they would add one more in the 9th to tie it. And wouldn't you know, it'd be Jeff Melillo at the plate.
First pitch here. This one gone out to left field. Going back is Cooper. He's looking up. This one is off the wall. The tying run is going to round third base. Picked up by Cooper. It's going to be cut off. And the throw to plate, no throw to the plate. And this game is tied at 6-6 now here in the top of the 9th. A RBI double here for Jeff Melillo.
Jeff Melillo, his second hit of the ball game. He had double back in the first. And Melillo here in his first start back at an injury that he suffered here at Goodall Park last Thursday. Here gets the tying run across in the 9th, and for the second time at Goodall Park, as many trips up here, Newport has come back to tie it in the 9th inning.
So while Melillo would tie it,
We would go to extra innings. In the bottom of the 10th, the Sanford Mainers would load the bases, and Anthony Hajar would be the winning run, standing 90 feet away for Nate LaPointe, facing Caleb Kellogg.
First, LaPointe trying and put this team into Game 3 tomorrow night. The pitch. Swung on and chopped up and over the head. The play is going to be at second. He's getting a ball. The Mainers walks off for the win. Anthony Hajar coming to score on an RBI signal here from Nate LaPointe in the bottom of the 10th. Mainers force Game 3. And Nate LaPointe getting swamped over behind first base. Mainers win. Game 2. We'll be back on the bus. Newport, Rhode Island. Here come the Mainers. Game 3.
Welcome back here at Cardines Field. Hope you enjoyed the recap of last night's contest. Of course, the Newport Gulls take game 1 of the series 14-2. Now here for the Gulls Insider, we're joined by Newport Gulls official scorer, our statistician and post-game show host here on the NECBL Broadcast Network, Tim Scott. Tim, thanks for joining us once again here.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to join you on this.
Tim, you were with the team last night as the Newport Gulls fell to the Sanford Mainers 7-6 on the road. It was a tough loss.
Yes, it was a very tough loss. It's always a tough loss to lose in extra innings, but it was still a great game nonetheless. We came back from a 6-3 deficit, and we played well throughout. Even though we didn't win the game, it was still a great game.
Last night, the Gulls initially had a 1-0 lead. The Mainers battled back, tied at 1-1. Newport took a 2-1 lead, and then John Hockstad ran into a little trouble in the 5th inning.
Yes, he did. He allowed 4 home runs, 2 of them the pitchers, John Gorman and Matt Horan. He also allowed 2 home runs to Jordan Betts, and he also allowed 1 to Anthony Hajar. He allowed 5 home runs in the night. Then John Brzezinski came in and pitched great in relief.
Yeah, Brzezinski was sensational. He certainly kept the Newport Gulls in the ball game, let them come back to tie it.
Yes, he did. Brzezinski kept them calm for a few innings there. He pitched 4 in 2 innings total. It was just a great game for him. 6 strikeouts. He just really pitched well, and it really showed his development throughout the season.
So, Tim, tonight, the Newport Gulls and Sanford Mainers here in Game 3. Might as well be a fresh start here for the series. It doesn't matter what happened before, it just matters what happens here tonight.
Yes, it does. Both the pitchers have had great histories so far. Trip Davis and Peter Kellich, both the starting pitchers tonight. Should be a great game for 2 of them. Peter Kellich had 9 strikeouts in his last start for the Gulls against the Mainers, so it should be a great start for him. I'm looking forward to seeing him get some strikeouts tonight. He leads the team with 49 strikeouts. Trip Davis 2-6 on the season, but he has pitched well in the past. In that start on July 26th, he had 8 strikeouts, so it should be a lot of strikeouts tonight.
So what are the keys to the ball game here for tonight for the Newport Gulls? They've played good defense through the series so far. The Sanford Mainers, however, have not.
Yes, the main key tonight for the Gulls on defense is to keep doing what they're doing. They have no errors through 2 games, and that's really important to maintain that throughout the series, especially tonight when defense is everything. Sanford, the key for them is to get in good defensive position, and also pitching will be a big factor, hitting will be a big factor. Everything will come into play tonight. It's a big game, big situation.
Of course, the biggest thing of all, score more runs than the other guy.
Yeah, score more runs than the other guy. That's the big key. Both offenses have done really well this series. The Gulls have scored 20 runs as a team, so I'm looking forward to seeing them get some more runs tonight. They should do really well.
Tim Scott, our official scorer, statistician, post-game show host. Thanks for joining us here. We'll see you up in the broadcast booth later on.
I'll see you later.
That's the Gulls Insider. Our Newport Gulls pregame show continues next on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field in Newport as our pregame show continues here prior to Game 3 of the NECBL Eastern Division semifinals. Newport Gulls and Sanford Mainers here tonight. Now joined by Newport Gulls manager Mike Coombs for the Managers Report. Skip, how are you today?
Good, Nick. Good, buddy.
Coach, let's first talk about the big win here at Cardines Field a couple nights ago, 14-2 against the Mainers. Newport seemed to do everything right. Defense, pitching, it was all there for the Gulls.
Yeah, that was one of those nights we kind of put everything together after their guy led off with a home run. Our guys then caught fire. Danny Wright threw very well, and it just everything just worked.
7 innings pitched for Danny Wright, just allowed the 1 solo home run, scattering 5 hits. It was his finest start of the season.
Yeah, Danny's been stepping up and going out there. He had his stuff, and when you got your stuff, you're going to pitch well.
Last night at Sanford, though, the Newport Gulls jumped out to a 2-1 lead. John Hockstetter had some trouble with the long ball.
Yeah, he didn't miss many bats. So, I mean, when that happens, that, you try to get somebody loose, get somebody up, and try to get out there and get them out.
Well, he did get somebody up there in John Przinski, and Przinski then came in, and he pitches about as many pitches as a starter in relief, and he kept the Newport Gulls in the game, giving it an opportunity to come back and tie it.
Sure did. Johnny did a great job, and I was hoping we could come back and tie it up. And, well, we did tie it up. I mean, come back and win it, but that wasn't in the cards for us.
Jeff Melillo made the first start for the Newport Gulls since going down with an injury last Thursday at Sanford. He had a couple of doubles in the game, and his double in the ninth did play Charlie White for the game-tying run as Newport turned to small ball later on in that game, getting the run over, getting them in.
Yeah, that was what was happening there, and Jeff's just a heck of a hitter, and he swings it well, and we try to give him as many plate appearances as we can, batting in that 2 slot.
How is he here tonight after playing last night's game? Foot a little sore?
No, he's going to catch and play him and go from there.
So the Newport Gulls and Sanford Mainers here in Game 3, Coach. You've been in Game 3 situations plenty of times before. What do you tell these players?
Play baseball, have fun, and just play hard. You get in between the white lines, just go hard. Go after them, get after them. Doesn't matter what they do. It only matters what we do.
Coach, you never wanted to take an opponent for granted. You said it all season long that any team can beat any team on any night. The Mainers proved it there last night at Goodell Park with their big come-from-behind win.
Yeah, good for them.
Well, tonight, what are the keys for the Newport Gulls here in Game 3?
What now?
What are the keys for the Newport Gulls here in Game 3 with Peter Kelich on the mound?
Throw strikes, play defense, and the rest will come.
What could we see here from Kelich tonight? He's been outstanding. Of course, he started the season as a reliever for the Gulls and then went his way into the rotation.
Had to put him in the rotation. I mean, he's valuable at what he was doing, but I wasn't getting enough from him because some of the other starters weren't where I needed them to be. So put Pete back in there, and he's answered the call there. So knock on wood, he'll be golden tonight.
Newport Gulls manager Mike Coombs, thanks for joining us here in the pregame show. Good luck tonight in Game 3.
Thanks, Nick.
That's our pregame visit with Mike Coombs. Newport Gulls baseball is next. It's Game 3 of the NECBL Eastern Division semifinals. The Newport Gulls and the Sanford Mainers as we continue with our pregame show on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Oh, here we are at Cardines Field in Newport. Game 3 of the Eastern Division semifinals. The Newport Gulls and the Sanford Mainers. It all comes down to this here in the first round of the playoffs in the NECBL. The winner of tonight's contest will go on to face the New Bedford Bay Sox, most likely tomorrow, in Game 1 of the Eastern Division Championship Series. The Gulls and the Mainers. Sanford, 2-1 all-time record in playoff series against the Newport Gulls, but only 0-1 in playing a playoff series against the Gulls when they're in the same division. Of course, the Mainers did take 2 championships from Newport here at Cardines Field in 2004 and 2008. Here tonight, after the Mainers' big walk-off win last night at Goodell Park, they come in here at Cardines Field looking to win their second straight.
Yeah, I mean, it was a wild one last night, especially 5 home runs total for the Mainers, 4 coming in 1 inning. And even narrowing down more to back-to-back home runs from 2 guys that you typically, more than typically, would see a home run from. John Gorman, 2-way player, but not one to hit for power. And then Matt Horan, who was thrown in there as a designated hitter, going opposite field with a home run as well. And so the Mainers' bats came together last night. Newport did make it interesting in the later innings, but the Mainers were able to stick with it in the later innings and come off with a dramatic win.
It was the Newport Gulls on baseball night, raising $15,000 for kids with cancer and having a good night on the field, pleading 14 runs, no errors, a solid outing from the Gulls' number 1 starter, Daniel Wright, here 2 nights ago. Newport will look to repeat that here in Game 3, the rubber game of the 3-game series. The winner goes on to the Eastern Division Championship Series. It's the Newport Gulls and the Sanford Mainers. We'll have a look around the NECBL, the starting lineups in the first pitch here in decisive Game 3, all on the way, as myself, Nick Lima, alongside Jacob Willett, will be back with you next on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Only 2 games going on tonight in the NECBL, both of them elimination games. Northam Steeplecats and the Danbury Westerners. They play Game 3 at Rogers Park in Danbury, Connecticut, underway at 6:30. At an elimination game as Danbury fell last night to the Northam Steeplecats at Joe Wolf Field, 4-2 the final score. The Vermont Mountaineers, 4th place in the West, were eliminated from contention last night as a late 9th inning rally at home fell short. Mountaineers defeated by the Keene Swamp Ats 8-6 after falling 22-0 in Game 1. Keene scoring 30 runs in the 2-game series.
Yeah, I want to give Vermont a lot of credit, though, in Game 2, trailing 8-2 and then going into the bottom of the 9th, scoring 4 more times. Certainly making it interesting in the bottom half of the inning. I mean, they came up short, but it just goes to show the type of team that they were this season, where a lot of it was more base running and their pitching wasn't strong, but they stuck with it when they were facing elimination and certainly scared the Swamp Bats a little bit.
The other elimination game last night, the Laconia Muskrats fell to the New Bedford Bay Sox 11-5. Laconia's season came to an end in a 2-game sweep for the Bay Sox on the road for New Bedford and at home at Robbie Mills Park in Laconia, New Hampshire.
Yeah, I mean, another set of teams that played good baseball all season long, but New Bedford, who has just kind of been hanging around the middle of the respective division, the Eastern Division, the past couple of years, but having a great team this year and have really pulled it together.
And then last night at Goodall Park in Sanford, Maine, it was a wild one. Newport Gulls jumped out to an early 1-0 lead with a Steve Henderson solo home run in the second inning. Responding with 1 out in the third was Will Cooper with a solo shot of his own. The Newport Gulls get another run across the plate to take a 2-1 lead. But going into the 5th inning, John Hochstadter, going through the order for the second time against the Mainers, gave up 4 home runs. 2 sets of them of the back-to-back variety. A 2-run blast to John Gorman after Gavin Stock had a leadoff walk in the 5th, gave the Mainers a 3-2 lead. A solo shot for Matt Horan, also his first home run of the season. To right field, a monstrous shot for him as he went first pitch swinging and hit it out. Mainers going back-to-back, increased their lead to 4-2. Then Hochstadter still down, get the next couple men out. And then on a 2-1 pitch, Anthony Hajar sent a bomb to right field for their 3rd home run in the inning, and Jordan Betts would come up, first pitch swinging, and hit a monster shot to left field as the Mainers went back-to-back for the second time. 4 home runs in the inning. They took a 6-2 lead, and we'll continue the recap in just a moment as we will send it down to the field, as we'll have the singing of our national anthem here prior to Game 3. Linda Casarella will sing the nice Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Outstanding rendition of a national anthem sung here by Linda Casarella at Cardines Field. As we continue our recap of last night, the Mainers jumped out to a 6-2 lead, but the Gulls would climb back
Eventually, getting to the ninth inning, down 6-5. Charlie White would make it to second base on an error, and then Jeff Miller will come up to hit a double, plate Charlie White. We went to extra innings, top of the 10th inning. Newport Gulls couldn't get much going against Evan Chamberlain, so we went to the last of the 10th. Jared Brzezinski was outstanding in relief. Gave up a single and a walk to take it out of the game. David Schmidt came in, hit a batter, that lowered the bases for Nate LaPointe. And LaPointe's RBI single gave the Mainers the victory, walking off the win, 7-6 the final score. We'll have the starting lineups next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Quickly, we'll go through the starting lineups for the ball game here tonight. First, for the visiting Sanford Mainers, here against Jacob Bollett.
And thank you, Nick. Will Cooper will lead it off in left field. Jordan Hagel batting second in center field. Anthony Hadra will be at third base batting third. Jordan Betts will be in the fourth slot at shortstop. Jose Torralba at second base batting fifth. Nate LaPointe doing the catching batting sixth. Gavin Stark at first batting seventh. John Gorman in right field batting eighth. And rounding out the order is the designated hitter tonight, Matt Horan.
They'll face off against Peter Kalish, the reliever turned starter for the Gulls, an ERA of 2.20, 2-1, and 12 appearances, 4 starts for the Gulls this summer. He was an all-star. For the Newport Gulls, leading off will be Charlie White, the right fielder, batting second. Jeff Miller, the catcher, back in catching for the first time since the injury. Casey Coffin hit third, the left fielder, batting cleanup, the designated hitter, Brett Winger. Batting fifth, Steve Anderson, the first baseman. Hitting sixth, Joel McKeith in the shortstop. The third baseman, Austin Slater, bats seventh. Connor Canary gets the start at second base and bats eighth. And rounding out the order for the Gulls, John Norwood, the center fielder, as they'll face off against Trip Davis.
Trip Davis pitched a pretty good game against the Newport Gulls the last time in the regular season when he first, the last start he had against the Gulls. He did have a couple of relief appearances after that, but again in that game it was the 8-3 loss, the one that went into extra innings. However, he went in 5 innings, allowed only 1 run, 4 hits, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts.
Umpires for tonight's game, calling balls and strikes behind the plate, Rick DeValchio, Charlie Campbell, the first base umpire, and Derek January, the umpire at third. Game time temperature, 77 degrees. Under cloudy skies, thunderstorms to our north and west as we dodge rain showers here, but look to stay good for now. A strong wind gusts off the water here out of the south at 15 to 20 miles per hour will certainly help the ball carry out to left field. The Newport Gulls and the Sanford Mainers, 1-1 apiece in postseason play. Newport coming in at 31-10, the best record in the NECBL in the regular season. The Mainers at 15-26, the ninth best record overall. It's Newport and Sanford, Game 3 of the NECBL Eastern Division semifinals. The elimination game and the rubber game of the 3-game series. We'll have the first pitch next of playoff baseball here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field in Newport. It's a whole new game here for the Mainers and the Gulls. All those records set this summer, all that offense, all those games, they're meaningless now. It's just Newport and Sanford in a 1-game series here tonight, essentially. As we get set for baseball, the first pitch from Peter Kalish is up and away, ball 1. We're underway here at Cardines Field. Will Cooper hitting 111, 1 for 9 at the plate in postseason play, has a home run. There's a solo shot, the pinch. Swinging a line drive to right. Charlie White, now rather the first baseman out there, Steve Anderson, make the catch, and that's out number 1 as Cooper flies out to the first baseman, will set the defense for you for the Newport Gulls.
Now Cooper, who kind of struggles with that outside pitch, able to come up with that one, and however just popped up to Anderson.
Anderson will be at first base for the Gulls. Connor Canary at second. Joel McKeith in at shortstop. Austin Slater at third. Outfield left to right. Casey Coffin, John Norwood, and Charlie White. Jeff Milillo catching his first game since that game at Sanford last Thursday. Catches Peter Kalish as Jordan Hagel steps up to the plate. Hagel batting .500. He's 4 for 8 after going 4 here in Game 1 at Cardines Field. Takes a first pitch slider outside for ball 1. You'll see a fastball, curveball, changeup, slider, maybe an occasional cutter from Pete Kalish, who made 4 starts late in the season, 3 of them late in the season for the Newport Gulls, and 1 spot start in June. As a 1-0 pitch, it's a breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1 says home plate umpire Rick Cavacchio, who we know is one of the more vocal umpires around the NECBL. Again, Charlie Campbell, the umpire at first. Derek January over at third base. So he calls the second game of this series. A 1-1. Fastball on the outside corner. The count 1-2 on Hagel.
He has a .556 on-base percentage to lead the Mainers in postseason play. And 4 hits, a walk, 2 runs scored, 7 total bases.
How about the Steeple Cats already jumping out to a 1-0 lead on a leadoff solo home run?
1-2 pitch is chopped foul. Count will even up or remain at 1-2 on Hinkle. So North Adams looking to come from 1 game down to defeat Danbury. They won at home last night and out to play tonight at Rogers Park. We'll have live look-ins to that game later on in tonight's broadcast. The only other game going on here tonight as New Bedford and Keene both resting here. The 1-2 pitch. A little bit low and outside, ball 2 as he missed the changeup. The Mainers finished the season just 1-7 against Newport. Well, they've evened up this playoff series with a 7-6 victory last night after the Gulls took game 1 14-2. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and drilled to right, but there is Charlie White. He doesn't have to move. He reaches up and makes the catch for out number 2 here in the first inning for Anthony Hajar, who's 3 for 8 in postseason play, batting .375 with the home run. .444 on base percentage, courtesy of a walk, a couple of runs scored. He'll bat here against Kellich, the right-hander at Bryant University, went 8-3 in 13 starts, had 4 complete games, a pair of shutouts there this spring. In 94 and 30 innings of work, gave up just 19 earned runs and struck out 74. Opponents hit .211 against him in college play this spring. The pitch. Blown away ball 1 for the Gulls. 41 innings of work, 31 hits, 13 runs, 10 earned, 11 walks, and 49 strikeouts. Led the team. 7 doubles, a triple, 3 homers, a .209 batting average against. He was an all-star, pitched an inning in the all-star game in Vermont, while just a hit. The 1-0 pitch to Hajar. Fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. Kellich has faced the Mainers twice this season. Hajar 0 for 4 with the strikeout against Peter. Last faced him July 26 at Sanford in that suspended game as a 1-1 is fouled to the screen. Small crowd on hand here at Cardines Field. The threat of rain looms under cloudy skies, a game that certainly wasn't on the schedule. As we didn't know we were playing here tonight until Sanford walked off to win as they mobbed Nate LaPointe in the 10th inning last night at Goodall Park. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and hit in the air to center field. In comes John Norwood, out goes Canary. Norwood coming in, his hat falls off and makes the catch. And that's the out that retires the side. A 1-2-3 first for Pete Kellich. And after half an inning here at Cardines Field, in Game 3 of the NECBL Eastern Division semifinals, the Sanford Mainers, nothing. The Newport Gulls coming to bat on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Nick Lima alongside Jacob Willett. I want to give you a reminder that this copyrighted telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls Baseball Club and the New England Collegiate Baseball League, presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. It may not be reproduced, re-recorded, or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League. Do or die here tonight for Newport and Sanford after the Mainers pulled off the upset win, coming down from a 2-1 deficit to take a 6-2 lead. The Gulls coming back in the 8th and 9th innings to tie it at 6-6. They went to extra innings and Sanford walking off in the 10th, 7-6 the final score. Tonight, 0-0 as we go to the last of the first. And Charlie White, who's been a fixture at the top of the order throughout the second half of July and into the first week of August, stands in for Newport from the left side against the southpaw Trip Davis. The ground ball bounces to the short. Up with it is Betts. Throws across the first. It gets to Speedy White. 6-3. 1 pitch, 1 out for Trip Davis, who's facing the Newport Gulls for the 4th time this summer.
And Trip Davis had a relief outing back on Monday, July 30th as part of that doubleheader. He was the one that recorded the loss. Davis, not one that you typically come out of the bullpen in relief. And the numbers just kind of don't show exactly the type of season he's had. It makes him look like that he struggled all season long, but there's been some games that he's pitched that he's turned out very well.
Lefty sends a fastball in there for a strike to Jeff Belillo, who was 1 for 5, a double and a strikeout against Davis this year. Belillo hitting .333, 2 for 6 in postseason play. He started last night, starting again here tonight, so he's recovering from that injury Mike Coombs says he's not feeling more pain as the pitch is outside. But he's still wearing that guard over his left foot and ankle. And the count 1-1 on the patient Melillo, the new NECBL record holder and on-base percentage at .548 for the regular season as the pitch misses for ball 2. His OBP so far in the playoffs, the same as his batting average, as he hasn't walked as of yet. Newport already, though, with 10 walks through their first 2 games. 2-1 pitch, a ground ball, bounce to third base line, and it is just foul. Ooh, not foul by much.
Yeah, that one tailed off right at pretty much the last second behind the third base bag. That would have taken one more hop just before that. That would have stayed fair, but a couple hops that kicked it off to the left.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count on Jeff Melillo, Newport's catcher. A 2-time All-Star, much like his older brother Mike Melillo that played here in 08 and the 09 Championship Series. From the stretch, the 2-2. Curve is swung on and fouled to the screen. Melillo stays alive. Of course, the Gulls finished the regular season, the second best batting average in the league, .313, just a point behind the Keene Swamp Bats, who set the new league record by 16 points. That was a 2-2. Breaking ball, strike 3 called on the outside corner, had Melillo frozen. A beautiful curve from David.
Yeah, that curveball snapped off right about at the letters and then dropped to about waist high to finish off at the plate. Melillo couldn't figure that one out.
Is Casey Kaufman. He's batting .429, second best on the team in the playoffs. The pitch on the outside corner for a strike. He's 3 for 7. Leading the team is Matt Perret, who's off tonight, 4 for 8 at the plate with a homer and 2 RBI. Kaufman has knocked in 2 himself with a double. Leads a 3-run score as he takes the pitch outside, ball 1. Newport has already outscored the Mainers so far in this series by a score of 20-9. The pitch. Curve is chopped foul on the first base side as he turned on in the count 1-2. Newport outscored the Sanford Mainers 82-37 so far this summer.
Majority
and
of those
48-22 here in Newport.
Majority of those runs, though, coming in just 2 games, so you got to look at the other 6 games and just see how well, you take away the numbers, and these 2 teams playing each other very well. Just 2 games, the 11-2 game and the 15-2 game. First one coming here at Cardines Field, and the other one coming back at Goodall Park.
Even some of the slugfests have been close as the 1-2 pitches loop down the left field line, hooking, just foul. Right in front of the bullpen, about a foot to the left of the line. Kaufman will have to head back to the plate. Casey is the only goal to be hit by a pitch for the Newport Gulls here in postseason play after he's hit a team high 8 times in the regular season. That was second most in the NECBL. Kaufman drove in 36, the team high, with 5 homers. The pitch swung on and fouled again to the left side as Davis looks for a 1-2-3 first inning. Tripp had a 2-6 record, a 4.63 ERA in 10 games, 8 starts for the Mainers. A 6'1", 195-pound Greenville, Ohio native. He's a junior at New Jersey Institute of Technology. The 1-2. Swinging a foul tip around the plate. Count remains 1-2 on Kaufman. For the Highlanders this spring, he had a team best 3.29 ERA, 5-2 in 14 starts, 3 complete games, a shutout. It was very effective. 30 walks, 82 strikeouts. Opponents hit .239 against him. Threw just 1 wild pitch and threw none this summer for the Mainers, so he's very good with his control. As the 1-2, the curve, strike 3 called in the outside corner. Same breaking ball that froze the righty Melillo. It freezes the lefty Kaufman. A 1-2-3 inning for Tripp Davis, who fans 2. And after 1 inning of baseball here in Game 3, it's the Newport Gulls nothing, the Sanford Mainers nothing on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field. We go to the second inning as Pete Keller throws his last couple of warm-up tosses. We'll pause and take 10 seconds for a station identification here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Leading off the second inning for the Sanford Mainers.
Nick Lima here with you alongside Jacob Willett as the Newport Gulls and Sanford Mainers square off here in Game 3 of the first round of postseason play NECBL Eastern Division semifinals or quarterfinals of the NECBL playoffs. Jordan Betts, the cleanup man, leads things off here in the second. Waves at the first pitch, an off-speed delivery from Kalich for strike one.
Yeah, on that swing, you could tell Betts kind of second-guessed himself as he started to swing, but just couldn't hold up and went all the way around.
Next one is in there for a strike, 0-2. Betts hit 289, 11 homers, a team high and team record 38 runs batted in the regular season. Here in postseason play, he's 2 for 7, batting 286 with a home run and a double. 444 on base percentage, leaves the team with 2 walks as the pitch is low for ball one as Betts hangs back. Jordan batting from the right side against the righty Kalich as the pitch is swung on and missed. Got him on the breaking ball. Strike 3. There's the first strikeout for Peter, who fanned 49 in regular season play. Here's Jose Tarabla, 0 for 2 with a strikeout this summer against Kalich. Tarabla, the two-time Mainer, is 0 for 8 so far in postseason play. Reached base once via a hit by pitch. At a 275 with 13 RBI in the regular season. Takes the first pitch strike. It's home plate umpire Rick DeVecchio. Again, Charlie Campbell at first. Derek January, the third base umpire, here in game 3. Leo 1. As Kalich works quickly, it's low and away, ball 1. Jeff Melillo right back behind the plate for the Newport Gulls. Finally giving Matt Perret a night of rest. He's caught every game since Melillo went down in the injury. Well, DH last night in game 2, the 1-1. Breaking ball is high, 2-1 from Kalich, Jackson, New Jersey native, out of Bryant University. He's very effective as both a reliever, as a closer, and as a starter for Newport. As a 2-1 pitch is lined into right field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Tarabla has his first postseason hit, and the Mainers get their first base runner with one out here in the second.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there from Tarabla, taking an outside pitching and sending it the other way into the gap between first and second base.
Number 28.
Here's Nate Lapointe, the hero of last night's game. He plated the go-ahead and winning run for the Mainers in the 10th inning as they walked off for the first time this summer. 7-6 to final. Lapointe, the catcher, hitting .333, 3 for 9 with 2 RBI. Takes the first pitch strike from Kalich. Nate batted .276, 4 homers, 17 RBI. Hit .467 with all 4 of those home runs over his last 5 games in the regular season. Drove in 13 for that stretch. The 0-1. Slider misses outside, 1-1. Gulls finished the regular season with the best ERA in the NECBL, 3.96. 12 saves, also the most in the league, because Kalich had 4 of them. It's the start of the season as the Gulls closer, the 1-1. Another breaking ball outside, same pitch from Kalich. And Lapointe was way out in front of that one. Kalich very good at changing speeds here tonight, and he seems to have some of his best stuff.
Of course, Mainers pitching coming in second in the league.
Several categories, both in ERA, runs scored, earned runs, all behind Newport as 1-2 is outside ball 2. Newport allowed 192 runs total, best in the NECBL. Sanford is behind them with 219. The Gulls allowed 155 earned runs. The Mainers allowed 178. And every other team was behind these two clubs. From the stretch below the belt, the 2-2 pitch. Fastball just outside. Didn't get the call from DeVecchio. Melillo tried to frame it. It's a full count, 3-2. The runner at first, 1 out. Gavin Stock waiting on deck. The go-ahead run, Tarabla leading off. Kalich from the stretch. The payoff pitch. The runner goes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Throw down to second base. In time. A strike him out. Throw him out. Double play. And the inning is over. Jeff Melillo. And his first steal he sees back as the Gulls backstop. Throws out Jose Tarabla, caught stealing to end the inning. 2 strikeouts in the inning. And Kalich has faced the minimum through 2 after an inning and a half from Cardines Field. Sanford nothing, Newport nothing, here in Game 3 on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. No score. We go to the last of the second. 1-2-3 first for Trip Davis in his 4th appearance against the Newport Gulls so far this season. Davis is 0-2 against the Gulls, an ERA of 11. He's allowed 11 earned runs, 11 hits, walking 10, striking out 14 as the first pitch is lined up the middle. Ground ball bouncer to the shortstop. Betts has it, guns to first. First pitch swinging. Brett Winger's retired, 6-3. And here's Steve Anderson, who's been a postseason leader for the Newport Gulls after a hot end of the season and a hot beginning of the season. He cooled off in the middle of the season, missed an all-star nod. Anderson, second on the team in hitting right now, .429. He's 3 for 7 at the plate with a homer and 2 RBI. He gave the Gulls the go-ahead home run in the second inning at Goodall Park last night. First pitch taken low for ball 1. Anderson has walked once, slugging .857. Steps up to the plate here against Davis. The last faced Newport on July 30th, appeared in that triple header in Game 3, took the loss. Came on in the 6th inning, pitched an inning, giving up 2 earned runs, walking 4 and striking out 2. Has the 1-0. It's taken high and inside, ball 2 on Anderson. He also faced Newport on July 26th in that 11-inning wild game that was started at Goodall Park, finished at Cardines Field. He was the starter facing off against Peter Kelich as the pitch is in there for a strike. So much like last night was a rematch of the July 21st game between John Hochstadter and Jerry Ferris, tonight is a rematch of the July 26th game between Trip Davis and Peter Kelich. Although that game started at Goodall Park, the 2-1 is cut on and miss, a nasty breaking ball from Davis once again. His curveball is really on tonight.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see out of Trip Davis, especially in a crucial game like this, is just to hit his spots and get his breaking ball working.
2-2 pitch, low and away. Count is full on Anderson. First time Davis is going to ball 3.
There's another breaking ball that started up kind of around the letters, but tailed off and ended low.
Payoff pitch, up and away, ball 4, and the Newport Gulls have their first base runner. Anderson has his 2nd walk of the season, and the Newport Gulls, who walked the most around the NECBL this season, they walked 233 times. That was 42 more walks than the second place team in that category, New Bedford, with 191. Already picked up their 11th walk here of this series. Here's Joe McKeithen, shortstop, batting .222. He's 2 for 9. Takes the first pitch, fastball in there for a called strike. Gulls and the Mainers here in Game 3 of the NECBL Eastern Division semifinals. The winner advancing tomorrow to face New Bedford, the 0-1. Curveball is swung on and missed again. As he's keeping the Gulls way out in front of that breaking pitch. He's really changing speeds, much like his opponent Kelich. Playoff atmosphere here at Cardines Field. The stand is still filling up now. A few hundred fans on hand right now. Anderson at first. The 0-2 pitch is swung on, line in the right field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Anderson stopped at first, and Joel McKeithen has his 3rd playoff hit. And the Newport Gulls in business have runners at first and second with 1 out for Orson Slater. Slater, 1 for 3, appearing in his 2nd postseason game. He was off in Game 1.
Austin Slater.
Drove in 2.
Sanford University and Jacksonville, Florida.
He steps up to the plate here. He was off in Game 2, I should say, as the pitch is fouled to the screen for strike 1. In Game 1, had a sac fly, an RBI ground out, walked, and went 1 for 3 at the plate with a run scored. Newport's 14-2 win here at Cardines Field on Monday. Newport now 19-2 at home this summer. The 0-1. Breaking ball just outside, and that's one of the first times he's missed with the curve. As he's generally dropped it right on the plate. 1-1 the count. Davis from the stretch, sets at the letters, looks at the runner at second and fires. High and inside for ball 2 as he works with runners on first and second here, 1 out in the second. Davis last appeared on July 31st at Laconia, took the loss in walk-off fashion as the Muskrats won 3-2. He pitched the last 2/3 of that inning of that game, allowing the winning run on 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a flare and a shallow center field. Hagel coming in, still racing in. He won't get there. It's going to fall for a hit. The runners had to hold up, and they'll now stop at first, second, and third. And the Newport Gulls have the bases loaded here with one out. Who's at the plate? Connor Canary.
It was just one of those pitches that he ended up in no man's land. You can't really do anything about it, especially when you have the middle infielders and the center fielder charging in and not even close to either one of them. So just kind of that area where that can be very dangerous sometimes.
Canary remembers bowing out in the first two games of the playoffs last season against Laconia, looking to get to the Eastern Division Championship Series in his second trip with Newport this summer. Stands in at the plate, the pitch. Curve is swung on and fly to center field. Hagel's there, he makes the catch. Tagging from third is Anderson. The throw comes into third, everybody's safe, and the Newport Gulls jump out to a 1-0 lead here in Game 2 as Connor Canary gets him in on the sacrifice fly to center. Canary, his second postseason RBI, as John Norwood will come up to the plate. Tagging, making his way over to third base was McKeithen as Anderson comes around to score. It's 1-0 Newport in Game 3 as they strike first. For John Norwood, 0 for 2 at the plate. So he came in to pinch hit for Rob Ord last night. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Norwood also pinch hit for Charlie White in the 8th inning of Game 1. This is his first playoff start with Ort resting tonight. Runners at the corners, 2 out. The 0-1 pitch from Davis. High for ball 1. 1-1 the count on Norwood. We finished the regular season for the Newport Gulls, a .280 batting average, 2 homers, 14 RBI, 4 doubles, and a triple, along with 10 walks. From third leaves McKeithen. Slater from first, the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Davis just really has to concentrate on getting this last out. Can't worry about the runners on base. He's got 2, just 1 more to get out of the inning.
Oh, we're 2 for 3 against Davis with a triple and a walk this summer as the pitch is swung on and flied to shallow right. In comes Gorman. He's there to make the catch. Well, the out that retires the side. But a pair of hits, a walk, a sac fly here in the second. The Gulls strand 2 but get 1 across. And after 2 innings of baseball here in Game 3, it's the Newport Gulls 1 and the Sanford Mainers 0 as we continue on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Nick Lim alongside Jacob Willett here in Game 3 of the Eastern Division Sanford semifinals. Sanford trailing Newport 1-0 in the third. Bottom of the order to face Peter Kellich. First pitch swinging is Gavin Stark. He hits a long fly ball to deep left center. This one's going to be high off the top of the wall. Played out there by John Norwood on the hop. And in standing with the leadoff double is Gavin Stark with his first postseason hit.
Yeah, Stark saw the pitch he wanted right away and sent that one a mile. It hit off the middle of the fence out there in left center field. Nice piece of hitting there from Stark, and now the Mainers have the tying run in scoring position at second base.
So Stark now 1 for 7 in postseason competition as John Gorman will step up to the plate and Peter Kelch will have to go to work from the stretch against Gorman. 2 for 7 with a home run last night at Goodall Park. It's 2 RBI on the postseason. A big go-ahead homer against the Newport Gulls. And John Hochstadter as they check the runner at second. Kellich hops off the mound. He hops back on the bag, but no one coming in to cover. Runner at second. Infield coming in on their corners as again they'll check the runner at second. Shortstop McKeithen creeping a little closer to Stark.
I don't know what it is with Stark all season long. He gets checked on a lot. He's 0 for 1 all season long in stolen bases. So he's not going to steal any. He typically not going to steal. So I don't know why the attention has been brought to him all season long like it does.
First pitch, low ball 1 to Gorman. Kellich from the stretch, below the belt. The 1-0 pitch, a fastball is hooked foul down the right field line. Home run distance by foul by about 100 feet. Peter, 2.25 ERA here at home. 1-0 in 7 games, 2 starts at Cardines Field. Had 3 saves here this season. Gave up just 4 earned runs, 6 walks, and 23 strikeouts in these friendly confines as the pitch is in there for a strike. 1-2, he's ahead of Gorman. who did not face Kelich in the regular season. Runner at second. Nobody out yet. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him on a slider that broke away from the plate. Strikeout number 3 for Kelich. And there's one away from Matt Horan, the designated hitter, who also homered last night, went 1 for 4 as Horan, a pitcher, batting in the 9 spot. Gave a little offense to the Sanford Mainers. He has 3 strikeouts in the series. And that home run is his lone hit so far as he bats here with the tying run at second. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Had his fool on the breaking ball.
Horan stepping up and doing the job that he's called on to do, as the Mainers roster is very limited at this point.
Kelich from the stretch. The 0-1. To the plate. Breaking ball high and away, 1-1. A little fog rolling in behind Carding's Field. Nothing over here yet, though. Once the sun goes down, we will likely see a little more, as most of the thunder showers going off to our north and west. It will rain later here tonight, that's for sure. As the 1-1. Breaking ball is just there on the inside corner for strike 2, and once again he's ahead of a batter, 1-2. Will Cooper, the leadoff man, waiting on deck with 1 out and 1 on in scoring position. The Mainers, with runners in scoring position less than 2 out, hit just .211 as a team this season. As the 1-2 pitches, swung on and missed for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Peter Kelich. Number 4, and here's Will Cooper, who popped up to the first baseman, Anderson, to start off the game in the first. Cooper, 1 for 10 in postseason play, with a pair of strikeouts. Will,
Number 11, Will Cooper.
at .274, no homers, 6 RBI. Pair of doubles in regular season play through 30 games for the Mainers. The pitch. Fastball in there for a strike, 0-1. Right-handed batters hitting just .196 against Peter Kelich. They're 22 for 112. 2 homers, 8 walks, and a team-high 38 strikeouts against righties. As the 0-1. Fastball in there for a strike. Lefties fared better, hitting .250. Mainers hitting against Kelich this season, a .161 batting average against. But Kelich has no record against Sanford. And again, 2 games, 1 start. The 0-2 pitch, outside ball 1. Of course, that 1 start was that wild game when he faced off against Trip Davis initially, and we had a rain out or a suspension of the game twice, a rain delay, and then a suspension later on. The game is over at one point as the 1-2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3, and after the leadoff double, Kelich goes to work against 8, 9, and 1 and strikes out Gorman, Horan, and Cooper, and picks up 3, 4, and 5 of the ball game. Double harmless. The Mainers have left 1 on 2 hits, and after 2.5 from Cardines Field in Newport, we go to the last of the third. Newport leading Sanford 1-0 on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Newport 1, Sanford 0. Top of the order due up against Trip Davis for the second time as Charlie White, grinding out the short as last time, faces the lefty. The pitch. On the outside corner for a called strike. White hit .412 over his last 5 games for the Newport Gulls. Stands in the pitch, a little bit low. Ball 1. 1-1 the count from Davis. White. A lefty-lefty matchup awaits the pitch. That's outside, 2-1. Charlie, third best on the Gulls, despite being a lefty against lefties. He hit .400 against left-handed pitching, was 8 for 20, with 3 doubles and 3 walks. The 2-1. That's in there for a strike, 2-2, says Rick DeVecchio. Charlie White, 0 for 4, pair of strikeouts and a sack bunt against Davis this summer now. The 2-2. Up and away, ball 3, and Charlie White, who was among the most patient Gulls at the plate in the regular season, did walk 19 times in just 23 games, and 17 of which were starts. At a .535 on base percentage, stands in. The payoff pitch is swung on and hit in the air to left field. Going over is Cooper and Hagel, and this one's going to drop in and bounce off towards the wall on the hop. White will hit second. We'll stop there with a leadoff double, and the Newport Gulls are in business with a speedy White in scoring position here in the third to lead things off.
Trip Davis kind of struggling on that during that at bat, fell behind, ran the count full, but Charlie White taking full advantage of the fastball from Trip Davis.
It was Charlie White who reached an error, made it over to second base in the ninth inning last night, and then Jeff Melillo got him home with the tying run. And Melillo struck out looking his last time. Steps up here. 2 doubles already and an RBI on postseason play as Melillo. They're certainly happy to have him back in the starting lineup. The pitch. Swinging a line drive, caught by the leaping first baseman. Throw to second, not in time. White dives in safely. Melillo rocketed that one, but it was right into the glove of Gavin Stark, who had to make a reflex grab, and he's put away as Melillo hit that one hard, but right to Stark.
Certainly a nice heads-up play from Stark. That ball was hit on a laser beam, but Stark reacting just how he should.
Good turnaround from Stark to get the ball back to the shortstop Betts, but it's not in time. So one away for Casey Kaufman, who struck out his last time. Davis fires. Low and away, ball 1. What's the defensive alignment look like for the Mainers, Jacob?
Left to right in the outfield, Will Cooper, Jordan Hagel, and John Gorman. Left to right in the infield, Anthony Hajar, Jordan Betts, Jose Torralba, Gavin Stark, and Nate LaPointe doing the catching for Davis.
Pitch, low and away. Ball 2 on Kaufman. Newport a .756 winning percentage in the regular season. 18-2 here at Cardines Field. Best record at home in the league. And the best record overall. As the 2-0 is swung on and looped to left field. Cooper coming in, still coming in. He won't get there. It falls for a blue hit. Charlie White will be waved home. Here's the throw to the plate. A collision at the plate. White hits the catcher and now will score. As the catcher, LaPointe, goes face down. White was trying to go around him and looked like LaPointe got in front of him. Here comes Aaron Izarek to check on Nate LaPointe, who's down and he is hurt by home plate.
LaPointe was going after the ball too, but Charlie White came charging all the way around.
I think White just had nowhere to go. Certainly wasn't intentional, but he'll put his helmet back on as he was throbbing in pain, but he'll hop right back up, put his mask back on, and as both the Mainers and the Gulls trainer come rushing out of their respective dugouts, he's okay. Well, we'll get right back going in here as the Newport Gulls do take a 2-0 lead. It'll be an RBI single for Casey Kaufman. He gets his 3rd postseason RBI.
Designated hitter.
And the Mainers now trail 2-0 as Brett Winger, the cleanup man, comes off to the plate with Kaufman at second base. Throw offline to the plate from Cooper, hence the collision. The pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. It looks like we're going to have time called here. The trainer will come back out now to check on Nate LaPointe. And here comes Aaron Izarek again. Looks like his shoulder hurts a little bit, and the trainer's going to work on his shoulder right now.
Kind of one of those where LaPointe and White kind of met at the same area while LaPointe was going after the ball and White coming to the plate.
Both Newport's trainer, Schilling, and the Mainers trainer out there working on Nate LaPointe. He's hurt in a collision at the plate here. Looks like he hurt his left shoulder. Trip Davis in the interim. We'll talk to the home plate umpire, Del Vecchio. Izarek motioning his shoulder, seeing if LaPointe still has good motion here in Game 3 of the NECBL Eastern Division semifinals. It was a scary collision at the plate. White looked like initially he was going to try and slide around him, but at the same time, LaPointe was trying to get the ball, so they ended up colliding about 3 feet to the left of home plate. And again, the trainers will walk away. They'll try and catch one here. He doesn't wince, or at least it appears he doesn't wince, but certainly was still smart.
Yeah, he's a little tense, though. You can see when he's catching that ball, tensing up just a little bit. LaPointe, a very tough kid out of BC.
Because he's teammates with Gulls catcher Matt Paray. Split time at Boston College. 0-1 the count on Melillo as Isaac and both trainers head back to the dugouts. LaPointe will get a hand from the crowd, and some of the Sanford Mainers faithful made the trip down here for Game 3. So John Webb, the Mainers general manager here, among others. The runner at second. The 0-1, the runner goes, is swung on and hit in the air to center field deep. Hagel going back, still going back at the triangle. He reaches up, can't get the ball. It bounces off the triangle in front of him. Coming around to score is Casey Kaufman, and the Newport Gulls lead it 3-0 on an RBI double for Brett Winger. That ball carried well here. I think the wind blowing out was certainly a factor as it hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark out by the 395-foot marker. It landed just out of the reach of Hagel.
Hagel seemed a little tied up there out in center field. Kind of went both ways multiple times before actually running on.
Is Steve Anderson, who walked and scored in the second, as the Gulls have plated 3 runs now, 2 in the second, 1 in the first and 2 in the third here against Davis. 3 hits in the inning. The pitch from Tripp. Curve is in there for a called strike. Davis had his best start of the season, July 6th at Mystic. A complete game, 1 hitter. 7 innings against the Schooners. No runs, a walk, 1 hit, 5 strikeouts. There's the 0-1. There's a breaking ball fouled away, and the count 0-2. His worst start, though, came against the Newport Gulls here at Cardines Field, June 29th. He got the loss, worked 3+ innings, allowed 8 earned runs on 7 hits, walked 5, struck out 4. Davis got the no decision along with Pete Kellich in that July 26 wild game that went to extra innings, which Newport won after it resumed here at Cardines Field. Began at Goodall Park, 8-3 the final. He worked 5 innings, allowed just 1 earned run on 4 hits, a walk, and 8 strikeouts in that one. Did well against the Gulls hitters. 0-2 pitches, high for ball 1 as Anderson ducks out of the way. Steve, 1 for 3 at the strikeout against Davis this summer. He worked a team-high 44 2/3 innings, struck out a team-high 42, but also gave up the most doubles in 12, although he worked, again, more innings than anyone else. The 1-2 pitch, up and away, 2-2. 274 opponent batting average for the Greenville, Ohio native. Gave up 29 runs, 23 of which earned on 51 hits. 14 walks, though, the 42 strikeouts, so it doesn't walk many. As Anderson, who walked his last time, awaits the 2-2 pitch with a runner at second, 2 runs home for Newport, as White and Kaufman have both come around to score here on 3 hits in the third. From the stretch, Davis with the 2-2 pitch. Curve is swung on and hit in the air to right. Gorman now coming in. He started back as Anderson got under that one. Sounded good off the bat, but he's retired on the pop-up to right field. And that's out number 2 here in the third for Joe McKeithen, who singled his last time.
And now Isaac's going to go out and talk to Tripp Davis. A couple members of the entire infield is going to come in. And not sure if anyone's warming up in the bullpen.
The entire infield now on the mound. No one in the bullpen. There was some loosening up going on out there for the Mainers. Joe McKeithen at the plate here as the Gulls have had some hard hit balls. Anderson got under that one, but Melillo hit that liner, if you remember, right at Stark. Certainly destined for right field if he didn't hit it right at him. 2 doubles and a single, 2 runs across here for Newport. In an elimination game, the Mainers can't afford to fall too far behind. Well, they did play 7 runs against Gulls pitching last night, including 5 home runs. McKeithen now 3 for 10, hitting .333 in postseason play, though team-high 4 strikeouts. Awaits the pitch from Tripp. Breaking ball misses inside high, 1-0. Mainers, 8th ranked defense in the league, 963 fielding percentage, tied for 6th in errors of 56 with North Adams. Also tied for 6th in double plays turned, 31, Mystic Schooners. as this one misses ball 2. Here, there's a runner at second. There are 2 out. There are 2 runs in, and the Newport Gulls lead 3-0 here in Game 3. Davis will look in, gets a sign from the point. He's fighting off an injury here. The 2-0 pitch, high and inside, ball 3. Austin Slater waiting on deck, who's 1 for 1. Newport Gulls finished the regular season, winning 7 of the last 10. 1-1, as are the Mainers here in postseason play in the rubber game tonight. The 3-0 pitch, way inside, ball 4. That's the second walk issued by Davis, who again doesn't walk many. After looking sharp initially, he's struggling a little bit here in the third, as Austin Slater steps up to the plate. His single his last time. Slater now 2 for 4, penning .500 here in postseason play. Newport and Sanford playing for the right to play New Bedford tomorrow. If the Gulls win, it'll be here at Cardines. If Sanford wins, it'll be at Paul Walsh Field in New Bedford, Mass. The pitch. In there for a strike. 0-1. They did announce the probable starters. If the Gulls are victorious, it'll be Michael Johnson. If the Sanford Mainers win, it'll be Nate Jones. Face off against New Bedford. The 0-1. Breaking ball, high and inside, 1-1. Slater hit .303, a homer, 22 RBI, 8 doubles, and a triple in 33 games for the Gulls. He walked 16 times, and LBP right below 400 at .397. The 1-1. Fastball is turned on, but grounded to the third baseman. It eats up. Hajar picks it up. Will step on the bag for the force out. There retires the side. Goes as a fielder's choice 5 unassisted as Hajar recovers. But the Newport Gulls played 2 more runs here in the third, and after 3 innings of baseball from Cardines Field. It's Newport 3, Sanford nothing, as we continue on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Cruising right along in this one, Newport 3, Sanford nothing. We go to the 4th inning, and here to take you with the play-by-play story for innings 4, 5, and 6. The voice of the Sanford Mainers, Jacob Willett.
Thank you very much, Nick. Peter Kelich will face Jordan Hagel, Anthony Hajar, and Jordan Betts to lead things off here in the top of the 4th. 3 hitters that are very capable of hitting the ball hard to all parts of the ballpark, trying to bring this game back as the Mainers do trail 3-0. As Nate LaPointe appears to be okay after a collision at the plate in the bottom of the 3rd.
Center fielder, number 24, Jordan Hagel.
Jordan Hagel is 0 for 1. Line to right in his first at-bat back in the 1st inning. First pitch here, he swings this one deep to left field, going over is Kaufman, and he will make the running play to retire Hagel for the first out of the inning. Hagel got a good piece of that ball, but in time for Kaufman to run onto it. So with that said, Anthony Hajar now coming up to the plate. Hajar also 0 for 1.
Third baseman,
Flew out to center to end the 1st.
Anthony Hajar.
First pitch here from Kelich. On the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Kelich the wind up and the pitch. Outside, the count even now at 1-1. Hajar out of Fairfield University. Led the Stags in hitting this 2012 year. The pitch, Hajar sends this one into deep center field. Coming onto it is John Norwood. And he will retire Hajar for the second out of the inning. Second time Hajar is thrown out to center. 2 hard hit balls here from the first 2 Mainers, but right at Newport Gulls defense.
The shortstop.
And now 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Jose Torralba will, Jordan Betts, the shortstop, who's 0 for 1. Betts in his last at bat struck out. First victim for Kelich, just one in there low for a ball. North Adams and Danbury all tied up at 4 in the top of the 4th at Rogers Park. The pitch swung on and popped up in the infield. Steve Anderson calling off Canary and will retire Jordan Betts for the final of the inning. So on 6 pitches, Kellett gets the Mainers in order, 1, 2, 3, as we head to the bottom of the 4th. It's Gulls 3, it's Mainers 0 here on the NSCBL Broadcast Network. Back here at Cardines Field, and no warm-up tosses has been thrown yet as Nate LaPointe has been taken off the field. Defensive changes here for the Mainers. Evan Chamberlain will now go into left field and will take LaPointe's slot in the lineup. Will Cooper will now come in from left field and put on the catcher's gear and catch for Trip Davis, who's still on the mound. So again, no warm-up tosses yet thrown by Trip Davis, as Cooper is a utility player, has found himself mainly in the outfield for the Mainers this summer, has played a couple times at second base. So now Trip Davis will be back on the hill, so he'll try to keep this Newport Gulls lead to just 3-0. First time that we'll see Cooper behind the plate. We'll test him. As Brett Armour, the other catcher for the Mainers, left at the end of the season for family matters. So now Nate LaPointe, the only official catcher on the Mainers left, and the Mainers being affected here as he leaves with an injury. So now Davis is done throwing. He'll see Connor Canary, John Norwood, and Charlie White to start things off here in the bottom of the 4th. Davis has thrown 57 pitches so far through 3 innings. The first pitch to White, up and in for a ball, 1-0. Canary had that sac fly back in the second that scored Anderson. The 1-0 pitch here from Davis. Swung on and lined up the middle into center field. Leadoff hit here for the Gulls. Second inning in a row that the Gulls lead off with a hit. Last inning it was Charlie White who led off with a double. White now on deck as John Norwood comes to the plate. John Norwood is 0 for 1. Making his second plate appearance of the night. He flew out to right to end the second inning. First pitch to him in there for a ball, 1-0. Davis gets the sign here from Cooper, looks over at Canary, and will throw over. But Canary only a few steps off the bag. The pitch swung on and flown down the line and right, heading towards the warehouse. This one will land foul as it appeared to hit the side of the warehouse down in right field, as foul territory just about ends about halfway into right field. That warehouse taking over from there on. So the count will be even at 1-1. Here to Norwood. Canary gets his lead off first, no outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Davis looking over, here's the pitch. Low for a ball, 2-1. So Nate LaPointe leaving the game with an injury after a collision at the plate with Charlie White last inning. Stayed in the game to finish it. Started to go back out there here in this bottom half, but immediately pulled from manager Aaron Izeric. The pitch swung on and again lined down the right field line, but foul. So the count now even at 2-2. Davis, 6 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts so far in his outing here in the bottom of the 4th. Still looking for the first out. Canary, his lead at first. Davis looks over. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Up and away. Ball gets away from Cooper, but not nearly enough for Canary to advance. So the count will now run full at 3-2. Canary could be off with a pitch, as he does. The pitch swung on and missed. And Canary will steal second base successfully, but Davis gets the first out of the 4th with a strikeout to John Norwood. And now we'll have a meeting here from Maynard's pitching coach, Lee Jakevich. As Charlie White comes to the plate, he's 1 for 2. White had a double and scored that last inning in the 3rd. And now it appears that Jakevich and looking at something with Davis. Not sure if it's on his glove or if it's on his throwing hand. And it appears to be everything's all right with Davis. So Jakevich will return back to the dugout. And Davis will now face Charlie White for the 3rd time tonight. Canary is on second base, the Gulls' 4th run in scoring position. Davis looks back, fires the first pitch to White. White drops down a bunt. This one's heading back towards the pitcher mound, gets past Davis, and he'll be on with a bunt single.
Beautifully placed bunt. That one just curved around the mound, and all that Davis could do was chase it down.
So now they bring up Jeff Melillo. Maynard's now having double play depth set up. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
The catcher, number 10, Jeff Melillo.
Melillo is 0 for 2. Struck out in the 1st and lined very sharply to Gavin Stark at first base in the 3rd. First pitch to him just misses for a ball, 1-0. Davis to the set, looks at White, fires home. Breaking ball that ends up over the heart of the plate for a called strike. The count even now at 1-1. Davis shaking off a couple signs from Cooper. Now comes to the set and the stretch. The 1-1 pitch here to Melillo. Runner goes, swung on and lined into the right side. Another one will come in. White will head to third base, so everyone will switch places as runners remain on the corners with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. 4-0 Gulls lead over the Mainers. So now Casey Kaufman will step up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Had a single last inning in the 3rd. He also came around to score.
Jeff Melillo's 3rd hit, his 2nd RBI in postseason play.
First pitch here in the inning to Kaufman. Curveball that missed somewhere in there for a ball. Davis at 70 pitches now. Pitch, line, blooped over the shortstop Jordan Betts in no man's land. Another run will come in to score. It's now 5-0 Gulls. Runners on first and second with only 1 out. That's the 9th hit from Gulls hitting issued to Trip Davis.
Kaufman now 2 for 3. He picks up his 4th postseason RBI, and the Newport Gulls getting some insurance here. Now lead 5-0.
Designated hitter,
And now Brett Wenger, the designated hitter, will step up. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI as well. The pitch in there on the inside corner for a called strike. So everyone but John Norwood has a hit in the lineup for the Gulls. Davis looks back at Melillo, now fires home. The 0-1 gets past Cooper into the backstop. Runners will advance to base. That'll go as a pass ball to Cooper. The count even at 1-1. Now the Mainers infield playing in. Still only one out here in the bottom of the fourth. Gulls threatening to grab a couple more runs. Davis to the set. The 1-1 pitch. On the outside corner for a called strike. Winger now down 1-2. Rain starts to fall now over at Rogers Park. Interesting to see if that game will be completed tonight. No room for error here in the NECBL playoffs.
I don't know if they have a top there.
This one fouled back to the back screen. Count remains at 1-2. Part of me thinks they might. As I thought I did hear a comment when Sanford had traveled there about there being a tarp down the line. I could be wrong. So another 1-2 pitch coming here from Davis. To the set, looks back at second base, now fires. Called strike 3. Another nasty curveball from Trip Davis, his 4th strikeout of the night. The 3rd backwards K for Trip Davis. All coming on that curveball.
It's his go-to pitch. 2 strikes on the batter, and he's been using it effectively in that situation. Gulls going after the first pitch, swinging a couple times here, and it's coming back to hurt him.
Now here's Steve Anderson, who's 0 for 1. The pitch popped up on the third base side. Hajar taking only the 10 feet of room he has on the third base side. Well, he'll run out of room, so Anderson now behind on the count 0-1. Anderson walked and scored in the second, flew out to right in the third. Davis looks back at Kaufman. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Just misses outside. The count now even at 1-1. Newport Gulls lead the Sanford Mainers now 5-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Davis to the set, the 1-1 pitch. In there on the inside corner for a called strike. Anderson now down 1-2. Davis to the set, the stretch, the 1-2 pitch. Curveball that was there as the call must have been judged right as it crossed the hitter. That one started up around the shoulders but ended up belt high. So the count back to even at 2-2. Davis looks back. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Anderson can't believe it. And that will be the 3rd out of the inning. Now 5 strikeouts for Trip Davis as we head to the top of the 5th. Newport Gulls scoring 2 more times. They now lead the Mainers 5-0 here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And welcome back. Jacob Willett alongside Nick Lima on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We head to the top of the 5th where Peter Kelich will face Jose Torralba, Evan Chamberlain, and Gavin Stark. Again, Nate LaPointe leaving the game with an injury after a collision at the plate with Charlie White. Evan Chamberlain going into left field for Will Cooper, who then took LaPointe's spot behind the plate. Torralba is 1 for 1. Had a single back in the second inning. He takes the first pitch and sends it sky high into center field. Going back is Norwood at the wall and will reach up and over his head to retire Torralba for the first out of the inning. Hard hit ball from Torralba, but just stays inside the grid here at Cardines Field. Enough for Norwood to go track it down and retire him for out number 1.
Norwood took quite a route out to that one. He broke left, broke right, made his way back, and finally backpedaled, bring it in.
Evan Chamberlain now making his first at-bat of the 2012 NECBL season as a pitcher for the Mainers. Now that's the second pitcher in the lineup offensively for the Mainers. First pitch to him on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Chamberlain, though, in high school was a decent hitter. The 0-1 pitch. Another breaking ball ends up on the outside corner. The 0-2 count now. Chamberlain telling me the other day that in his senior year in high school was up at that all-conference level and hitting. Next pitch bounces in the dirt. Count now 1-2. Hitting the high 300s his senior year of high school. Now a junior at Eastern Connecticut State University. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. 6th strikeout here for Pete Kelich in the top of the 5th. Now 2 outs.
He appears to be on cruise control here right now for the Newport Gulls. Exactly what they need, as they'll try and win it here in Game 3 and meet New Bedford tomorrow.
Number 30, Gavin.
I'll bring up Gavin Stark now, who's 1 for 1. Had that towering double to left center field back in the 3rd. Was stranded there, though, as the next 3 Mariners hitters were retired. First pitch to him. Just low for a ball, 1-0. One-0 pitch here from Kelich. Swung on and missed. Count even at 1-1. Kelich from the windup and the delivery. Swung on and foul tip to the backstop. He's behind in the count now, 1-2. No rain here in Newport. Will appear to hold off. However, the storm winds have been hanging around since game time. The 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And the Mainers are retired in order once again here in the 5th. We head to the bottom of the 5th where the Gulls lead 5-0 here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And back here at Cardines Field, Jacob Willett alongside Nick Lima on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The Newport Gulls leading the Sanford Mainers 5-0 here in Game 3. We're here in the bottom of the 5th. Trip Davis still on the mound for the Mainers. 81 pitches so far through 4. McKeithen, Slater, and Canary will be the hitters. First pitch to McKeithen is in there for a ball, 1-0. He is 1 for 1. And the 1-0 pitch on the outside corner for a called strike evens up the count at 1-1. Kelich has 7 strikeouts through 5. Davis has 5 through 4. The pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the backstop, and McKeithen now down 1-2. McKeithen is 1 for 1. Walked in his last plate appearance in the 3rd. Singled and was stranded at 3rd base in the 2nd. Davis gets his sign from Will Cooper. He winds up and fires the 1-2 pitch. Ends low, the count even at 2-2.
May only be about 1,000 fans or so here tonight for Game 3 for the Newport Gulls, but they are very loud and very vocal and very supportive of their players here.
The pitch. Swung on and foul tip. Count remains at 2-2. You think there's 1,000 here, Nick?
Maybe a little less. I'd say 840.
All right, we'll go with that. The pitch. Swung on and fouled back again. The count again remains at 2-2. I'll go 790.
We'll find out in the 8th inning.
The 2-2 pitch again from Davis. Breaking ball that ends up outside, and the count runs full 3-2. Davis, now the payoff pitch here to McKeithen. Swung on and popped up, out of play. Count remains full at 3-2. Davis now about to throw his 90th pitch. Gets his sign and another payoff pitch here. Breaking ball sent out of play again.
Call Newport Gulls.
The 10th pitch of the at-bat about to be thrown here. And the pitch. Swung on and sent foul out of play again. So McKeithen battling as much as possible. 10 pitches now in the inning for Davis, all of them coming here to McKeithen. And another 3-2 pitch. Swung on and once again foul out of play. Start giving chase. Will run out of room.
Better call Newport.
That one also bouncing off the Mudville Pub seating area. Now, if we factor that in our attendance, I think we do have 940.
Factoring the pub in?
It's not counted for.
Another pitch. Again, fouled out of play.
Certainly they are watching the game from there.
The count still 3-2. 12 pitches from Davis in the inning. All of them coming to the leadoff hitter here to McKeithen. Another 3-2 pitch. Swung on and lined down the left field line. This one is tailing but landing foul. Chamberlain will give chase. And McKeithen will hold up at second base. The ball gets by. Starks in a run, throw on to second, and Taralba can't hold on to it. The ball got past Taralba. Stark ran onto it, threw a diving throw to Taralba, who wasn't able to come up with it. So that'll go as an E7, a single. That'll go as a single to left field, and then an error, a throwing error from the left fielder Chamberlain.
Official word now. North Adams and Danbury has been postponed until tomorrow. Time, location to be determined. So no longer in delay. That game has been suspended. Of course, all playoff games need to have 9 innings complete by league rules.
1-0 pitch here to Austin Slater. Sent into deep left field. Going back is Hagel and Chamberlain at the fence looking up, and this ball is out of here. And now the Gulls extend their lead now to 7-0 here in the bottom of the 5th on a 2-run home run from Austin Slater.
Austin Slater with a towering shot over everything and left. He has his first postseason home run, and the Gulls lead 7-0.
The bottom of the 5th, 7-run deficit for the Mainers. This game quickly putting them back on the bus. But if it's anything that I've learned just sitting on the bus with a very limited roster, the hearts of these players on the Mainers squad are very, very big, and they will not leave the game until the game is over. But Aaron Isaac now out to the mound to take his pitcher Trip Davis out of the game, and there'll be a new pitcher on the hill for the Mainers. It looks to be the lefty Stephen Rice. We'll have more on the new pitcher after this break here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here at Cardines Field in Newport. Mark Keene, Newport Gulls bus driver throughout much of the season on the Viking tours. He gave a little bit of pep talk to the Gulls on the loudspeaker on the bus ride home last night from Goodell Park in Sanford. And here he is tonight watching the game. He said, well, I hope I get to drive you guys again after the loss last night. He said it was a tough loss, and he said he enjoyed driving Newport for much of the season. He was a driver for about 15 or so of the away games for the Gulls, and he's here tonight at Cardines Field along with many other fans showing their support as the new pitcher comes on for the Mainers.
New pitcher for the Mainers will be the left-hander Stephen Rice. Rice ended the regular season appearing in 17 games, throwing 30 innings, 27 hits, 19 runs, 15 to the earned. Walked 8, struck out 36. Had 2s across the board, 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 saves with a 4.50 ERA. In the playoffs, Rice has an even 3 ERA, appeared in 1 game last night through 3 innings. As he'll face Connor Canary. Bases empty now. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch up and away for a ball, 1-0. Trip Davis's night is done. The 1-0 pitch swung on and lined into the netting on the third base side. That evens up the count at 1-1. Last night, Rice gave 2 hits, 3 runs, only 1 of them earned. All part of the game tying situation. The count now at 2-1. And the pitch. Curveball that's in there for a called strike, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch swung on and lined foul. Makes its way into the bleachers after hitting the top of the net. The count remains at 2-2. Another 2-2 pitch. Swung on, chopped up the middle. Taraba ranging over, picks it up on the backhand. Off-balance throw. Picked out of the dirt by Gavin Stark and retires Canary for the first out of the inning. Nice plays all the way around the diamond. Taraba ranging up behind the bag, making an off-balance throw, and Stark picking it out of the dirt just in time to get Canary.
Number 18, John.
And by a couple of steps, good play overall by the right side of the Sanford Mainers infield.
First pitch here to John Norwood. Breaking ball that ends up to the backstop. Sees no part of the catcher Will Cooper, 1-0. Nick, in all the years I've seen you broadcast, I have not seen you stand up once, and I think I'm going to relate it to all the energy drinks that you had.
I had like 4 today. Of course, I only got about an hour and a half of sleep last night, so I'm in a rare mood here.
The 2-0 pitch swung on and missed. Big swing from Norwood. Down in the count now, 2-1.
All nervous and fidgety.
Just be mellow, man. It's game 3 of the playoffs. Nothing to be nervous about.
My coom said just go out there and have fun. That's what the players are doing.
The 2-1 pitch swung on and sent into right field. Gorman sizes it up and retires Norwood for out number 2. Norwood 0 for 3 now, the only hitter in the Gulls lineup without a hit.
The right fielder,
That'll bring up Charlie White,
number 1.
who's 2 for 3. White again collided with Nate LaPointe at the plate, where LaPointe was going after the ball and White met him at the same area, which then injured LaPointe. Looked to be his shoulder, his glove shoulder. First pitch to him stays up. Another pitch that ends up to the backstop. Did get a piece of Cooper's glove. But again, Cooper not your everyday catcher. Count 1-0. Rice gets his sign. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball, 2-0 now. Mainers kind of finding themselves in a very similar situation back in 2000. As a pitch here in there for a called strike, 2-1. Back in 2010, I believe, Mainers suffering a lot of injuries. And in the second round of the playoffs against this Newport Gulls team, forcing a game 3 as well. This pitch gets to the backstop again, 3-1 now, the count to White. So now this is the second team that Isaac has been a part of where the roster has been slim, and he's done a very good job keeping this team together to that last pitch. Just one fouled out of play on the left side. The count runs full at 3-2. Isaac in his 4th year with the Mainers, coming in 2009, right after Joe Brown led the Mainers to the NECBL championship in 2008. The pitch swung on and fouled, and this one gets a piece of the home plate umpire. So Rice will throw another payoff pitch here to White. Appears in for his sign, now the windup and the pitch. And he said he went around for a strike, and White can't believe it. So that will be the 3rd out of the inning. And the Mainers now trailing the Newport Gulls 7-0. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th here, the top of the 6th here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And welcome back here to Cardines Field. Newport Gulls leading the Sanford Mainers 7-0 as we enter the top of the 6th. Peter Kelich still on the mound for the Gulls. Very economical with his pitch count, 54 pitches through 5 innings. 2 hits, hasn't walked 1, struck out 7. He'll face John Gorman, Matt Horn, and Will Cooper here in the 6th. Mainers have gone in order the past 2 innings. And essentially the 4th time, as in the 2nd inning, Taraba was caught stealing on a strikeout after a strikeout from Nate LaPointe. First pitch to Gorman, swung on and missed. 0-1. So once again, that North Adams Danbury game postponed till tomorrow. Another breaking ball swung on. Gorman did get a piece of it, but ends up in the mitt of Malillo. The count quickly 0-2. Kelich working quickly. Here's the pitch. Outside. 1-2. Pitch outside again. The count even up at 2-2. John Gorman hitting his first home run this season last night. Towering shot to left. The 2-2 pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. Gorman doesn't like it either. And if you notice, a lot of the strikeouts as the backwards K. No, not a lot of swinging strikes.
Yeah, it's probably the wider strike zone we've seen from Rick Delvecchio as the breaking ball has been pretty much on for both pitchers here tonight, both sides of the ball.
Number 29,
So that'll bring up Matt Horn, who's 0 for 1. He struck out as well. 8 strikeouts on the night for Kelich. First pitch to him is low for a ball, 1-0. Horn, another pitcher for the Mainers that found himself in the lineup last night, hit a solo home run to right field, right center field. There's a shot too. As he's now 1 for 5 in postseason. Kelich gets a sign from Malillo, winds up and fires the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and sent a mile high up in the infield. Slater under it, calling it off. And this one's going to land in play, and Matt Horn has himself a single. Slater lost this one up in the air. That ball was hit very high. Slater was under it and then lost it in the wind. And that goes as a single for Matt Horn. That wind taking care of that ball at the last second, landing right between Slater and McKeithen.
And Wynn really playing tricks with the fielders here. His flag is blowing almost straight out from right to left.
So now I'll bring up Will Cooper now. The Mainers have a base runner on. First pitch to him. Swung on and sent to the back screen, 0-1.
Gusting to 22 miles per hour now out of the south. As a storm front approaches.
Cooper is 0 for 2. Kelich from the set, the stretch, and the pitch. Breaking ball, foul tipped into the mitt. So Cooper's down 0-2. Matt Horn gets his lead off of first. It's only on the base paths once, but that was when he was making his trip around on the home run. Here's the pitch. Outside. Malillo framing that one forever, but that one's called a ball, 1-2. So Cooper has another life here. Is that one just missing? Kelich to the set. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Number 9 for Kelich. And now with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th, it'll bring up Jordan Hagel.
9 strikeouts, a summer high for Kelich. Final line on Trip Davis, 4+ innings, 7 runs, all the Marin on 11 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He threw 94 pitches, 61 of them for strikes.
number 24,
Jordan Hagel, who's hit the ball hard twice, but right at the right fielder and the left fielder in the first and the fourth. Takes the first pitch here in the inning for a called strike. Kelich to the set, and the 0-1 pitch. Low and away for a ball, 1-1. Now the crowd actually getting pretty quiet now.
Very quiet, wow.
Can hear a pin drop in here at Cardines. A 1-1 pitch. On the outside corner for a called strike. Hagel looks back. The pitch before that was more of a strike than that one was.
Hagel 0 for 6 with a strikeout against Kelich so far this summer.
A 1-2 pitch to Hagel. That one in the dirt. Hagel started to go around, but held up in plenty of time. The count now 2-2. A couple of them, I wonder, the pitch on both sides, so outside that even if the bat was swung, probably wouldn't have been anywhere close to it. The 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3, so the inning is over. We head to the bottom half of the sixth. Gulls leads 7-0, 10 strikeouts now for Kellich here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here for the bottom of the sixth, Al Zier will now come into relief for Stephen Rice. Zier in the postseason appeared in one game, that one on Friday. He pitched one scoreless inning, no hits allowed, struck out 2. He'll face Jeff Melillo, Casey Kaufman, and Brett Winger. First pitch to him. In there for a called strike, 0-1. Melillo is 1 for 3 with an RBI. Zier on the regular season appeared in 8 games through 11.1 innings, 16 hits, 13 runs, all of them earned, 13 walks, 9 strikeouts, went 0-1 with a 10.32 ERA. And Melillo will send a soft liner into left field for a leadoff hit in the bottom of the sixth.
Well, second hit of the night now, 2 for 4 in the ball game. Overall in the postseason, 4 for 10, hitting .400 here in postseason play.
So the Gulls putting the ball where the Mainers defense is not. I'll bring up Casey Kaufman, who also has a pair of hits in tonight's game. Has a couple of RBIs. And there'll be a pinch runner now. In for Melillo will be the other Newport Gulls catcher, number 7, Matt Perret.
Pinch runner here for Newport Gulls is Melillo with a 7-0 lead. We take it out. Don't want to risk any injury or anything to him.
Saw last night Melillo on the top step of the dugout getting a foul ball lined off the foot, the injured foot.
Bad luck at Goodall.
First pitch to Kaufman, high fastball that is swung on and missed. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch from Zier. Swung on, not swung on, low and away. Ball 1-1 the count now. A 1-1 pitch from Zier. Swung on and missed. Now the count 1-2. Kaufman had a single in the fourth and a single in the third. Struck out in his first at-bat in the first. Zier looks in from the sign, for a sign from Cooper, comes to the set, looks back at Perret, fires home. Swung on and missed. Batter is out, but Perret will advance to second base on the pass ball from
Number
Cooper.
29, Brett Winger.
This one sent to the backstop as well, but back enough in time, so Perret could not advance to second. To third. Count 1-0. The pitch. In there for a called strike on the inside corner. The count even at 1-1. This one lines sharply at Hajar, bobbles it a little bit, picks it up, fires over to first. and gets him in time for out number 2.
The first baseman. Number 30.
Gulls general manager Chuck Pava makes his way over to the broadcast booth to take a look at the radar. We should be clear to go, though, for most of the rest of the night. So those heavy showers still an hour or two away at the most.
The pitch to Anderson. This one up and away for a ball. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch in there for a called strike evens up the count at 1-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Runner on second base. Zire takes a look back at Perret. Comes to the set and the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled. Anderson behind in the count now, 1-2. And I want to make a quick correction. I said that Norwood was the only one in the Gulls lineup without a hit. Anderson is right there as well. He did walk in the 2nd inning.
Came around to score in that inning as well.
The pitch swung on and sent foul. Zire peering in for a sign from Cooper. Comes to the set, looks at Perret, now lifts the leg and fires. Swung on and chopped to the right side, but just goes foul, only by a couple inches, and the count remains at 1-2.
The Gulls still leading through 7 here. History favors Newport. Sanford Mainers 0-20 when trailing after the 7th inning this season.
The pitch up and that one stays up. Count now even at 2-2. Another pitch fouled off. Count remains at 2-2.
Redison's scoring position this season. Anderson drove an 18, hit 381.
Another 2-2 pitch, another foul ball.
With less than 2 out, he hit 412 with runners in scoring position, 3rd best on the team.
And yet another 2-2 pitch here from Zire to Anderson. This one stays outside. The count now runs full at 3-2. Payoff pitch. Swung on and another foul ball. Anderson stays alive. The count remaining at 3-2.
Better call. Newport Gulls.
The pitch. Swung on and another foul ball. So the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Eleventh pitch of the at-bat, excuse me, about to occur. Payoff pitch, another foul ball. Anderson staying alive here. Anderson trying to win this battle, so is Zire. Another payoff pitch. Swung on and lined down the first base line, and guess what? Foul.
Quite a battle here.
Second time that the Gulls have had a at least 12 pitch at bat, at the 13th coming here to Anderson. Another payoff pitch, swung on and blasted it down the right field line, and that ball is out of here. It is now 9-0 Newport Gulls over the Mainers here in the bottom of the sixth. Second two-run home run of the game for the Gulls.
Steve Anderson wins that battle as he hits his second home run of the series. Of course, he had a solo shot last night. Anderson, who he greeted by his team at home plate. And the Newport Gulls lead 9-0 here in Game 3. That was no doubt a hit off the roof. Well over the 28-foot high fence out there. I think that would have been going just about any ballpark in the league.
Number 22, Joel McKeithen.
And they'll bring up Joel McKeithen. Now it's still 2 outs. Here in this inning, McKeithen lines this one out in the center. Hagel squares it up and brings it in for out number 3. The Gulls strike again. They now lead the Mainers 9-0 as we head to the top of the 7th on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here at Cardines Field for the top of the 7th inning. Peter Kelich's night is done. Now Tanner Kleberad will come in to pitch. And here to tell you more about the new pitcher and to take you through the rest of the game is the voice of the Newport Gulls, Nick Lima.
Thank you very much, Jacob Ouellette. Here in the top of the 7th, Kleberad will take over for Kelich. A 9-0 lead here for Newport as Kleberad enters in a mop-up role here in Game 3 for the Newport Gulls, who will be looking to advance to the Eastern Division Championship Series with a win here tonight and face the New Bedford Bay Sox tomorrow here at Cardines Field. Of course, there is rain in the forecast, but also going to plan for the best as Kleberad will come on to face Ajar Betts Tarabla here in the 7th. He is making his first postseason appearance. Tanner, a 4.55 ERA, went 3-2 in 9 appearances, making 5 starts in the regular season. He worked 27 2/3 innings, allowing 14 runs, or rather 23 runs, 14 of which were earned, on 37 hits, walking 12, striking out 20. Opponents hit 308 against Kleberad. As Hajar steps up to the plate, he's flied out to center field twice tonight. A pretty sparse crowd here at Cardines Field. Maybe 1,000 made their way through the gates in total tonight. Only a few hundred in the stands right now. Kleberad. From the windup, the right-hander kicks and delivers. First pitch is high, ball 1. As the Mainers see a new pitcher for the first time tonight. Pete Kelich in line for the win here in postseason play. He struck out 10. He got the side in the 6th after giving up a single in the inning. Also struck out the side in the 3rd with a long side with a double. As the pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. Newport, 8-2 overall against Sanford this summer. Looking for win number 9 as the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Game 3 of the NECBL Eastern Division semifinals. The Gulls looking to advance to round 2 of the playoffs for the 11th time in 12 seasons as the 1-2 pitch is up and away. And the count even up at 2-2. It was the last year that Newport was eliminated by Laconia 2-0 on the road up at Robbie Mills Field. And a walk-off hit by the Muskrats to win it in Game 2. Tough loss for Newport. They went home early as the pitch is swung on and lined to right field. That's going to be a well-hit ball and bounce down towards the corner. They'll get by the center fielder Norwood, and rounding first into second with a leadoff double is Anthony Hajar.
Hajar falling behind in the count 1-2 and doing a nice job getting a line shot into the gap in right field. Nice piece of hitting there for Hajar, his first hit of the night.
Can't count the Mainers out yet. They have 9 outs to work with as their season is on the line, much like the Gulls was coming into this game. Newport a 9-0 lead. Kleberad looking to preserve the shutout preserve a victory for Newport to send them
The shortstop,
to round 2 of the NECBL postseason.
2.
Last time the Mainers had a runner at second base was back in the 3rd inning when Gavin Stark had a double.
Anything can happen in baseball as Jordan Betts comes up to the plate. From the stretch, Kleberod sets below the belt, fires a broken back grounder towards the shortstop. The slow roller, fielded by McKeithen, throws to first. It is just in time for out number 1. That one was very weakly hit as the bat shattered, so the ball just died on the infield grass. McKeithen had a long way to charge to get that one to put out Betts as Hajar makes his way over to third.
Second time in as many games that Betts has a broken back grounder, and I think that one even shocked Betts a little bit. After he swung and broke the bat, he kind of just stood there and was like, oh man, I got to run. Like, actually, the first thing I noticed was the bat, not even the ball.
Business end of the bat went also towards McKeithen as Tarabla steps up the plate, 1 for 2. Takes the first pitch way inside, ball 1. Matt Perret, of course, catching now for Newport as Melillo's been lifted with a 7-0 lead. He did his job tonight, defensively and offensively, as the pitch is foul tipped around the plate area, 1-1. Tarabla single in the second was caught stealing, and a strike him out, throw him out, double play to end the inning. Melillo showing his defensive prowess. Of course, Jeff caught 8 stealing. About 35% of base runners were caught by Melillo in the regular season. They were 15 for 23 in stolen bases against him, 3rd best defensive catcher in the league in that category. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball in there for a strike, 1-2. Perret was 8th best. He caught 4 runners. They were 15 for 19 against him. So 2 Gulls catchers in the top 8 in the NECBL. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball bounced to third base side. Base hit down the left field line. And here comes a run for the Mainers as Jose Tarabla is on with an RBI single. They throw to second base and they get him. Tarabla's gunned down at second. And he gets a run home. Now the Mainers within 8. Good play on a great cutoff throw. No cutoff, actually. It came right in from Casey Kaufman. Canary had him.
He'll get the RBI single.
Number 13, Evan Chamberlain.
Pitch to Chamberlain is swung on a line down the right field line over West Marlborough Street and out of play. Chamberlain replaced Nate LaPointe, who was injured in the 3rd, in a collision at the plate with Charlie White. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The pitch curve is in there. Strike 2, nothing to the count. 2 outs, 1 run home in the 7th inning for the Mainers. They trail 9-1. 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. First strikeout for Kleberod, the 11th for Gulls pitching. A run crosses the plate for Sanford on a pair of hits here in the 7th. 7th inning stretch time at Cardines Field. Newport Gulls 9 and Sanford Mainers 1 as we continue on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Last of the 7th we go here at Cardines Field. Nick Lima alongside Jacob Willett. Newport Gulls leading the Sanford Mainers 9-1. Here in Game 3, the Eastern Division semifinals. Al Zier came on in the 6th. Gave up a 2-run homer to Steve Anderson and a single. Tired the other 3 men he faced. Will face the bottom of the order here. Austin Slater had a 2-run bomb his last time. That sent Trip Davis out of the game. Pitch is low, ball 1. Slater, who's 2 for 3, bounced into a fielder's choice and singled. His home run, his first of the postseason. He now has 4 runs batted in. The pitch swung on and hit in the air to left center field, deep, way back it goes, and you can't forget about it! Austin Slater, his 2nd home run of the game, and the Gulls get that run right back. They lead 10-1 as Slater. It's a towering shot over everything in left. 2nd home run to left field tonight. And he picks up his 5th postseason RBI, and Newport leads 10-1. Now Connor Canary 1 for 2, sac fly, a single, a ground out. Drove in a run back in the second, his second postseason RBI. Also stole a base and scored. Now the pitch is in there for a strike from Zaire, who's now giving up 2 long balls. So it was the home run last night that forced this game 3. 5 homers for the Mainers at Goodall Park as the 0-1 pitch. It's outside, corner for a called strike. Late straight call from Delvecchio. All the home runs coming off of John Hochstadter. Pitch effectively until the 5th inning when he gave up 4 home runs. 0-2. Skips in there for ball 1, of course. Will Cooper moving from left field to the catcher position with LaPointe hurt. Maynard's team short a couple position players as the 1-2 delivery is a ground ball chopper to the right side, gets by the first baseman Stark, a base hit. Back-to-back hits here for Newport, a homer and now a single for Canary as John Norwood steps up to the plate.
Another break for the Newport Gulls. That one taking a very nasty hop over the head of Gavin Stark.
Norwood, who was hitless tonight, 0 for 3, 2 flyouts and a strikeout, will be lifted here for a pinch hitter. It's Rob Ort, who's appeared in every postseason game now. Ort, batting .250. He's 2 for 8 with a run scored, a double, and an RBI, as well as a walk. He was hot to end the season for Newport. Pitch in there for a strike. Ort hit .275, 6 homers, 23 RBI, and batted .400 at home with 4 home runs and 14 runs driven in here at Cardines Field. The 0-1. Fastball at the knees, low and away though. 1-1. Gulls 10 and Sanford 1. Newport has scored 30 runs in this 3-game series. 1-1 pitch. And therefore a strike, and of course we knew this would be an offensive team in the postseason as they were in the regular season. They set the new NECBL record for a run scored in the season with 310. Rather 347. Or was it 74? Yeah, 347. Pitch, swinging a line drive, right field. This one's going to be high off the wall. Canary hits second, will be on his way to third. A wide turn for Norwood. Oh, he'll head back to the bag at first base and slide in, and he is out. Took a too wide of a turn at first base as Gorman to get to that one very quickly, rather as Ort, who's thrown out at first base. He has a single, advances the runner to third base. It's the first out of the inning as he's retired 9-4-3. Second round to the top of the order with 1 out and a runner at third for Charlie White. 2 for 4, a bunt single, a double, 2 runs scored, a strikeout, and a ground out. Canary at third. Do have an official attendance report, 956. 956 the attendance here tonight. The pitch is low, ball 1. So just under 1,000 fans making their way into Cardines Field for Game 3. Quick turnaround after Gulls lost last night in extra innings. A 1-0. And therefore a strike. 1-1. About a 60% chance of rain throughout the day tomorrow, particularly in the morning. Newport looked to play New Bedford. Bay Sox were 4-4 against the Gulls in regular season play and just swept the Laconia Muskrats in their series, 2-0. From the stretch, Zaire, the 1-1 is hooked down the left field line onto America's Cup Avenue, well out of play. Heavy thunderstorms coming through tonight, another hour or two. Tomorrow, about a 60 to 50% chance of thunderstorms in the morning. And then this looks like it will probably clear up in the afternoon. And we could be good for tomorrow night, the pitch. So a ground ball bouncer up the middle. The second baseman Carabba can't get it. It's an RBI single for Charlie White as it goes right up the middle. Hard hit ball, and White is 3 for 5. Picks up his first RBI of the night and first of the postseason on his 4th hit in postseason competition of the series. And the Gulls lead 11-1.
Now once again, just another hop that goes in favor of the Gulls. That one, Taralba could have handled on the backhanded play, but just taking that last-minute hop to sky over his head, just like it did Stark before that.
Pitch is low ball 1. Matt Paré. Pinch ran for Melillo in the 6th. Paré hit .344, 5 homers, 17 RBI in the regular season. He leads the Gulls in hitting coming into this game postseason play at .500. He's 4 for 8, 2 runs scored, a homer, 2 RBI, and a walk. .556 on base percentage so far in the series. Ball 2 misses outside. Zaya from the stretch. He deals. Swing and a drive. Well hit, right field deep. And this is a no-doubter. It is a home run. Matt Paré has his 2nd postseason home run. Gulls lead 13-1. They've broken it wide open here in the 7th. Paré has the Gulls' 2nd home run of the inning and their 4th of the game. Newport leads 13-1 as Paré has his 5th postseason hit and collects RBI 3 and 4 of the series.
That was airmail special delivery.
2-run homer, Matt Paré on a 2-0 pitch. A towering shot. Fell in behind the fence, and that's going to do it for Al Zire. Pitching change coming into this game from Cardanes Field. Newport 13 and Sanford 1 on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Newport 13, Sanford 1. Matt Horan comes on here in the 7th inning as Al Zire is chased out of the game, gives up his 3rd home run in his relief outing. As Newport broken this one wide open here in the 7th inning. Casey Coffin 2 for 4, a couple of RBI, a couple of strikeouts, a run scored. Fouls the first pitch he sees up the first base line for strike 1. Coffin 5 for 11 in postseason play. He's had a good series. He's drove in 4. Scored 5 times. Or rather 4 times, as the 0-1 is low. 1-1. Horan pitched here in game 1 of the series. In relief of Ron Pierce. In the field now, time running out in the Sanford Raiders season as the pitch is swung on and grounded foul on the first base side. Up with it is Stark. He'll take it himself to the bag in a foot race to retire Coffin. And that is just the 2nd out of the inning. 3 unassisted. Coffin retired for the 3rd time tonight for Brett Winger. 1 for 4 with an RBI double. Base is empty here as the Matt Paré 2-run bomb cleared them the pitch. Breaking ball misses inside for ball 1. Newport and Sanford met 11 times this season. They played a triple header, 2 extra inning games, including one last night where the Mainers walked off. The Gulls walked off in a 7-inning contest against Sanford. It's a 1-0 pitch, fastball in there for a strike. It was a heck of a hard-fought series between these 2 ball clubs over the course of the season. While the Gulls had the edge, Sanford was always right there in the pitch. Ground ball bouncer to 3rd. Hajar has it, throws across. 5-3 for the out that retires to side, but the Newport Gulls have broken it wide open. We go to the 8th inning at Cardanes Field here in Game 3. Newport Gulls 13, Sanford Mainers 1 on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Newport 13, Sanford 1. Go to the top of the 8th inning. Evan Stark, John Gorman, and Matt Horan due up for the Mainers to face Tanner Cleverard out for a second inning of relief. Gave up a couple hits and a run in the seventh. The pitch is popped up, broken bat to the shortstop. A lazy fly ball from McKeithen. He's under it to make the catch, and there's one away. And the Mainers down to their last 5 outs. Gorman struck out twice. Step up to the plate here. As the splinters of the broken bat are recovered by the Mainers bat boy who made the trip here today.
Son of GM John Webb.
He's in the stands. Some other Mainers fans came down to support the team. Here in Game 3, the Mainers battle back to walk off the win last night. The pitch skips in there for ball 1. Pitch, swing on ground ball, bounce to the short. McKeithen has it in 2 hops. Low throw to first, but scooped up by Steve Anderson. And there are 2 away in the 8th. Here's Matt Horan. Struck out, reached on an infield single, his second hit of the series. Had a home run last night at Goodall Park. Brian Durner listed as a next game probable starting pitcher for the New Bedford Bay Sox. Will likely face Michael Johnson tomorrow night as the first pitch, and there for strike 1. Durner out of George Washington University, just finished up his junior season there, native of Burke, Virginia, the bench. Low and away ball 1. 3-1, a 1.91 earned run average. 7 starts, had a shutout for the Bay Sox. Pitch is low. 2-1 the count. So he had the win in that rain-shortened game, 6-inning lightning-shortened game against the Bay Sox at Paul Walsh Field versus Newport, July 28th. The pitch, swinging ground ball, bounces down the third base line, backhand stab made by Anderson, and flips to first. What a play! Steve Anderson just robbed Matt Horan of his 3rd hit of postseason play as he flipped over to Cleverard. He's retired on the ground out as it goes 3-1. 1-2-3 inning relief for Tanner Cleverard. We go to the last of the 8th here at Cardines Field. Newport Gulls leading 13-1. Out hit the Mainers 18 hits to 5 in this one. The Mainers have committed an error. The Gulls continue to play errorless baseball here in the series. We'll keep it here live with you on the NECBL Broadcast Network as they get set for a tag to Gully out there in left field. Gully Jr. both out there as traditional here at Cardines Field. It's like one of the Sanford Mainers is going to take off and take the win in this one.
Nate Jones now he's just backpedaling.
Despite the scoreboard, some of the Mainers still out there having a little fun. That's what baseball is supposed to be, though. Always hard to lose, particularly when you come back like last night, down 2-1, take a 6-2 lead, and the Gulls jump back in, tie 6-6, and walking off to win with the Mainers in 10 innings. That momentum swing their way here to Game 2, but Newport has a 12-run lead for the second time in this series. Of course, they won 14-2 here 2 nights ago. As Matt Horan will come back out here to pitch the last of the 8th, face Anderson, McKeithen, and Slater for the Newport Gulls. Nick Lima here with you alongside Jacob Ouellette, and Jacob, was a heck of a series here between Newport and Sanford.
Oh yeah, I mean it just like every game between these two teams, it's always going to be made interesting. And you've mentioned the combined run score, and again, like, it's just a matter of a few games. You look at all the other ones and how closely played. That doubleheader, Gulls walking off, beating the Mainers by 1. The next game, beating them by 2. That's, Mainers took a 2-1 ball game, so that was only by 1 run. Last night was only by 1 run. So a few blowouts here and there on the Newport Gulls side, but it's just been tough baseball between both these teams all season long.
So here we are in the 8th. Steve Anderson had a 2-run blast his last time. The pitch is low ball 1. successfully dodged rain showers here tonight. The pitch skips in there. The count 2-0.
They're gonna warn him. They're gonna warn Horan because that pitch came inside again. They're gonna warn. That is unbelievable. I can't believe a 13-1 ball game, and he's gonna warn a pitcher because he's throwing inside.
Aaron Izeric coming out to get an explanation from Rick Delvecchio. Mike Coombs is out of the dugout as well, just listening in, and he's going to come out here to ask what the deal is.
It's back-to-back inside pitches. I mean, this one came at the feet of Anderson, but I can't believe he's warning Horan and both dugouts on this.
Yeah, and with the ball going to the backstop, I mean, Cooper's not a natural catcher back here.
That's exactly my point, too. And it's just, you know.
And Coombs and Izeric get along very well. I think Coombs is out there probably defending Izeric, I can imagine, because Delvecchio doesn't seem he's too happy with what Coombs is saying to him.
Right, yeah, that's kind of a little bit of a.
So now Coombs and Delvecchio now getting into it, and Coombs is still getting into it, Delvecchio.
Now, I'm wondering what this conversation is actually all about, because Coombs is now very close to.
He and Delvecchio going at it now here in front of home plate. Delvecchio still talking things over with Mike Coombs here. It's a 13-1 game. I mean, here comes Kevin Long out. I mean, Coombs has already been ejected once this season. Long is going to pull Coombs away here. And Long will step in between Delvecchio and Coombs and protect his manager.
Two things right there that I've never seen before. A 13-1 ball game, and you're warning a pitcher for two inside pitches. Now he's gonna look back at Horn and say something. Horn kind of has his arms up in the air. Then now you have an argument between the home manager and the umpire, which got very heated. And the home manager, his team's up 13-1. So, and it looked like more Delvecchio getting upset rather than Coombs, who was trying to make a point. And now we're gonna have a meeting here with Lee Jakevich and Will Cooper.
It's an elimination game too here, as Delvecchio writes down a note in his book here. But
I mean, I don't get that at all. I don't get that whatsoever.
So warnings issued here, as both Izeric and Delvecchio, as the Maynard's dugout was warned. We didn't see a warning issued to Newport's dugout, but you can imagine Coombs getting a little heated here with Delvecchio as well. I guess we'll find out what that one is all about after the game. Here's a 2-0 pitch. It's on the outside corner for a strike to Anderson. Base is empty. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. 13-1 Gulls.
Especially if you really think Horn was going to try to hit Anderson, that ball would have been much more drastically inside.
Yeah, certainly can't think of anything was intentional. As the pitch is low, ball 3. And that's the first time all season an umpire has warned any pitcher in a game the Newport Gulls have played. And now Delvecchio is not too happy with the crowd of players standing around in the bullpen in foul territory. He's going to tell them to step back a little further from the line.
Not like there's much room down there. I mean, what?
And now he's going to get them to stand back again. He's marching down the line. He points down to Derek January, the third base umpire.
It's the bottom of the 8th inning in a 13-1 ball game. I don't know why he's even getting this concerned with anything like this right now. Unbelievable.
He's just taking control of the game, and, well, a little bit unnecessarily here, very unnecessarily, I'd say.
He's losing complete focus right now, I think, of what really matters. I mean, there's not much room down that left field line when you're next to the bullpen.
Bullpens, and the benches are 5 feet from the foul line.
I mean, come on, give me a break.
3-1 pitch, skips in there. Ball 4, and Anderson will take the leadoff walk. You just want this one to be over at this point. I mean, Newport's got New Bedford to face tomorrow. Quick turnaround back here at Cardines Field. Well, the Gulls have only played one road game now since last weekend. They had a long homestand to end the season. As Sean McKeithen steps up to spin on base 3 times, 2 singles, a walk, a fly out. From the stretch, Horn's pitch. Breaking ball in the inside corner for a called strike, says Rick Delvecchio, home plate umpire. Charlie Campbell at first, Derek January at third. Delvecchio's drawing the ire of both teams, very much so here, late in the game. The 0-1 is low and inside, rolls away from the catcher. Anderson won't bother to advance. It's ball one.
That curveball breaking very hard. That one was about at McKeithen's head and then ended up in the dirt. And now we have the home plate umpire Justin Cooper's his face mask on his helmet.
Wow. A 1-1 pitch.
I just
Sliders out on the outside corner for a strike. We do have some more information about the Steeplecats and Danbury suspended game. It will be resumed tomorrow at Rogers Park, 6:30 from the time of suspension. As the pitch, the curve way inside. Ball 2-2 the count. So Keith and jackknifes out of the way. 6:30 tomorrow. It's 5-4. As North Adams was down 4-1, but rallied to take a 5-4 lead against the Westerners in that contest, and they'll resume it from the fourth inning as the pitch is inside. Ball 3, a full count now on McKeithen. Again, who's already been on base 3 times. So suspended 5-4 in the fourth. Chris Aliano providing this information, North Adams broadcaster. As the suspended game will be finished tomorrow at Rogers Park. The pitch low and inside. Ball 4, back-to-back walks here issued by Matt Horn. Oh. This one needs to come to an end here at Cardines Field. Newport 13, Sanford 1. Runners at first and second in the 8th inning. And we do have an eye out towards the west. Those heavy thunder showers making their way through Connecticut. They haven't hit the Rhode Island border yet, so we still have some time. As a near Mystic now, New London, the pitch. That one's inside. And did it graze him?
they're saying it hit him, and I think Slater's a little shocked on that.
Slater doesn't even think it did, but they'll give him first base, and the bases are loaded here.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Wow.
Slater didn't even make a motion towards first base.
When you have your hitter even kind of make it that obvious that he's shocked that it was called a hit by a pitch, you've seen everything in this inning. I can't fathom.
13-1 Newport. Bases loaded, nobody out. Carnicanar at the plate, swing, a miss. Gets away to the backstop. No runners will advance. Gulls showing some sportsmanship here at Cardines Field. That one didn't get too far away, though. Nothing won the count. In the 9th inning, due up for the Mainers. They'll have the top of the order. Cooper, Hagel, Hajar. 0-1 the count. Anderson at third to walk. McKeithen at second to walk. Slater hit by a pitch at first. Warnings have been issued here in the 8th. The 0-1. Curve is up and away. The count leaving out 1-1. What a wild series. Coming down to game 3 here. Newport's offense just unstoppable in this one. As they plate 33 runs now in the series. 1-1 pitch. Skips in there to the backstop again. A wild throw that time from Horan, but again it bounces back into the glove of the catcher, who I think the Gulls just want to see this one end. Canary digs in. No runners even showing signs of advancing here, as they're just taking short leads at first, second, and third. The 2-1 pitch. Way inside, ball 3, and Horan has virtually no command of his pitch here.
I think what's kind of making it a little bit look a little worse than that is Cooper just kind of struggling to hold on to the ball as well. And again, not your everyday catcher.
That's certainly a big part of it here, with the point being hurt in this one. A 3-1. Swing a ground ball, bouncer, right side, base hit. Another run to come home to score. Here comes Anderson. Station to station, the Gulls go 14-1. They've matched their run total from 2 nights ago in the series opener. An RBI single for Canary. Drives in his second run of the night, his third hit. And here comes Aaron Iseric. He's seen enough. That's 4 straight reach here in the 8th. Pitching change coming into this game from Cardines Field. Newport 14 and Sanford 1 in Game 3 of the NECBL Eastern Division semifinals on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Logan Carmen on to pitch for the Mainers. Fifth pitcher of the ball game here in the eighth. Bases loaded for the Gulls. They lead 14-1. One run home in the innings. Four straight reach with nobody out. Here's Rob Ort, the pitch. On the outside corner, a called strike. Ort's single was thrown out, though, as he took a wide turn around first base, trying to get to second, and couldn't get back to the bag in time. He was thrown out 9-4-3. The 0-1. Taken high and up inside for ball one.
Carmen joining the Mainers very late. He appeared in only 3 games, 2.1 innings, 7 hits, 8 runs, 7 of them earned.
Ort swings and hits a line drive, base hit, right field, a little play to run. Coming home, the scorer is McKeithen. Again, they go station to station. Ort picks up an RBI here. It is his second of the postseason. And the Gulls lead 15-1. Scoring is McKeithen.
Batter is number 1, Charlie
The
White.
third goes Slater, to second Canary, Ort at first, top of the order, and Charlie White. There's Carmen, the lefty from the stretch, deals to White. Swing ground ball bouncer, right side, diving stop made by the first baseman, who will flip to the second base pitcher covering, not in time. Another run comes home to score. And that will be an infield single and an RBI for White. And again, they go station to station. Again, no outs recorded. And that's the 6th straight goal to reach in the 8th.
The catcher,
Scoring is Slater, 16-1 Newport.
Matt Paré.
This inning just won't end. Here's Matt Paré, homered to the last time. 1 for 1 tonight, the pitch. On the outside corner, a strike. Paré replaced Melillo, went 2 for 4 with an RBI and a strikeout. Paré's home run in the 7th, his second of the series. Time called. This time by the catcher, Cooper, as they go over the signs of Carmen. They'll reset now from the stretch. Logan with the 0-1. Goes to the backstop again off the glove of the catcher, Cooper, who again is filling in here. Nate LaPointe was hurt back in the 3rd, and a collision at the plate with Charlie White. White stands in at first, Norwood at second, and Harry at 3rd. 3 runs home in the inning for Newport. They lead 16-1 here in Game 3. The 1-1 is swung on and looped to left field. There is Chamberlain. He makes the catch. Gulls do not tag up. 15-run game here. It's a fly out to left. That is the inning's first out for Casey Kaufman, who is 2 for 5. 2 singles on the night. Both of them the plate runs, along with 2 strikeouts and a ground out.
I can certainly say here that this Mainers team, I've never seen a team come so close together, and very early in the season as well. All these guys basically best friends all season long, and the chemistry has just been absolutely amazing. And you know, for my first year doing this, I couldn't have asked for any better team to work with.
First pitch strike into Kaufman. From the stretch, Carmen with the pitch. Foul tip to the screen. 0-2. Well, the Mainers certainly gave the Gulls a run for their money. Forcing Game 3, coming back last night, take a big lead, and then winning it in walk-off fashion in the 10th. This is the 0-2 pitch, is outside ball 1.
And the other thing that, you know, I hope fans realize that even though the numbers weren't in the greatest fashion for the Mainers, that doesn't display what they are, you know, who these players are.
1-2 pitches, rope to right field. Station the Gulls go again. 17-1, an RBI single for Kaufman, his 3rd of the ball game. And now he has 5 postseason RBI. Newport just padding stats here now in the 8th inning at this point. Scoring is Canary. The 3rd Norwood, the 2nd White, and the 1st Kaufman for Brett Winger, the 9th man to bat in the inning.
Number 29, Brett Winger.
Carmen gets the sign from the stretch. He pitches. Inside, he skips to the backstop. Ball 1. Cooper had a better job handling Zaire's pitches than he has with Horn or Carmen, who threw more breaking stuff. Again, the sign from the stretch. And the 1-0. Fastball swung on and missed. Manager Aaron Izarek led these Mainers into the postseason against the Newport Gulls and gave them a battle. As the 1-1 drops in there for a strike, 1-2. With 2 outs, bases loaded in the 8th. 17-1 Newport. Comet. The Gulls get set for the biggest margin of victory in their postseason history here. The 1-2 pitch. Comes inside, and that one hit him. Hit by pitch for Winger, an RBI for him. 18-1 Newport Gulls. He looked like he almost tried to offer that one, but he checked the swing, and it did beat him. Just get away from Carmen. Newport is batted around. As here comes Steve Anderson as Rob Hort comes home to score.
The first baseman, number 30, Steve Anderson.
Anderson began this inning with a walk. The pitch. Curve is in there for ball 1. And then his bat when he was down 2-0, a couple inside pitches from Horan. Aaron Izarek in the Mainers dugout was warned as the pitch is low, ball 2, but we certainly don't believe it was intentional, but Rick DeVecchio did.
Then got heated with something with Mike Coombs, whatever that might have been.
2-0. Chopped foul. 2-1. Now, I wonder if DeVecchio warned both dugouts. Maybe Coombs took issue with that since obviously the Gulls haven't done anything. But even then, either that or he was defending Izarek, who he does have a close relationship with. 2-1 pitch on the outside corner. It gives strike call on the count 2-2. Once again, we're a strike away from being out of this nightmarish inning for the Sanford Mainers. Sent it to the 9th. Pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. And that is rather out number 2. So it was just 1 out. On the fly out from Perret. So now 2 down. And here comes the 11th man to bat in the inning, McKeithen, who walked and scored in this inning. He's been on base 4 times, 2 walks, 2 singles. The pitch. Ground ball bouncer to third. Knocked down by Hajai. He'll step on the bag for the force to retire to side. And mercifully, this inning is over. Newport Gulls bat around here in the 8th. And after 8 innings of baseball at Cardines Field, they lead Game 3 of the NECBL East Division semifinals 18-1. Newport, we're looking to go to the Eastern Division Championship Series here at Cardines Field against New Bedford tomorrow. But first, we go to the 9th. Top of the order to do it for the Mainers. As Tanner Kleberad, who had to sit a while, will step on the mound for the Newport Gulls, and we'll be back in a moment here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field. Here in the 9th, Cooper, Hagel, Hajar, the final 3 batters due up for the Mainers. Unless any of them can get on against Tanner Kleberad, who's coming out here for what amazingly will be a save with 3 innings of work. Peter Kelich has earned the win here in Game 3. Kleberad winds, kicks, and deals. Swinging a foul, tip to the backstop, nothing in 1. Cooper 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Kelich struck out 10 in 6 innings. He scattered 3 hits. Gave up no runs. Mainers get their lone run in the 7th. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. Newport looking to live to play again. Game 1, NECBL Eastern Division Championship Series tomorrow as the 0-2 pitches. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Second strikeout in relief of Kleberad. A dozen strikeouts for Gulls pitching. Here's Jordan Hagel, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He was strikeout victim number 10 in the final batter that Kelich faced. Tomorrow, Michael Johnson makes his playoff debut for the Gulls. Of course, he pitched in the postseason twice for the 2010 NECBL champions, the North Shore Navigators, including defeating the Newport Gulls in a key Game 2 at Frazier Field in Lynn, Mass. in 2010. The pitch, swinging a line drive, well hit to left field deep. Going back is Kaufman. This one's going to be high off the top of the wall. Into second with the double is Jordan Hagel.
Talking about Jordan Hagel, doesn't matter what the score is, going out there swinging the bat hard. He's hit the ball hard all night long, and gets a double here in the top of the ninth.
The third baseman,
Runner at second for Anthony Hajar.
27.
1 for 3. He doubled his last time and scored the only run of the game for Sanford. Newport. Their big lead here, 18-1. Kleberand gets the sign from Perret from the stretch. He deals. Low and inside, ball one. Defensive changes for Newport in this inning. White in center field. Rob Ort takes over in right. The 1-0 pitch. On the outside corner, a slider. The count 1-1. Johnson, a 3.79 ERA, 1-0. 3 starts for the Newport Gulls. Again, 2 years of playoff experience under his belt. There's a 1-1 pitch. It's in there for a called strike 2. 1-2 the count.
That ball was very low, in my opinion.
18-1 Newport here in the ninth. 1-2 the count. Johnson to face off against Brian Durner tomorrow. 3-3 in the regular season. A 1.91 ERA for the New Bedford Bay Sox, who are 4-4 against the Gulls in regular season competition. The pitch fouled away. New Bedford finished 6.5 games behind Newport for second place in the NECBL East. The only other team with a winning record in the division, 25-17. They swept the Laconia Muskrats 2-0, winning 11-5 last night on the road. A dangerous team for the Gulls. A 1-2 pitch, strike 3 called, and the Sanford Mainers are down to their last strike. The Newport Gulls looking to take game 3 here as they lead 18-1. They'll be up to Jordan Betts.
The shortstop,
0 for 3. He struck out, popped the first, and grounded out.
Jordan Betts.
Runner at second, Tanner Kleberard here in the ninth. Gets the sign from Matt Perret. Likes what he sees from the stretch. The pitch. Strike called on the inside corner, 0-1. Pre-game show start time, 5:55. First pitch, 6:35 tomorrow, as the Gulls take on the Bay Sox in Game 1 of the Championship Series of the East. The 0-1. Foul tip to the backstop. And the Mainers are down to their final strike here in 2012. Newport looking to move on. Kleberard looking for the sign from Matt Perret. Here in Game 3 from the stretch. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging a pop-up right side and get out of play. We'll see at least one more pitch here. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the ninth. Kleberard sets, kicks and deals. Curve is just outside, ball 1.
The on-plate umpire's all over the place now. Called strike on Anthony Hajar on the previous at-bat, pretty much at his feet. This one on the outside corner called a ball.
Now Kleberard looks in again. From the stretch, the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the Newport Gulls will move on in postseason competition. The Gulls have defeated the Sanford Mainers 2-1, taking Game 3 by a final score of 18-1 here at Cardines Field. Newport lives to play again. Game 1 of the NECBL Eastern Division Championship Series versus the New Bedford Bay Sox tomorrow night here at Cardines Field. Gulls win as the Sanford Mainers season comes to an end here in Newport. We'll be back in a moment with our post-game show next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field in Newport as the Newport Gulls defeat the Sanford Mainers by a final score of 18-1. Totals in this one: 1 run on 6 hits, 1 error, 4 left on base for the Sanford Mainers. The Gulls, 18 runs, 22 hits, no errors. They stranded 7. The game took 2 hours and 47 minutes to play. As watched by a crowd of 956 here at Cardines Field. Starters: Peter Kellich with 6 innings, no runs, 3 hits, no walks, struck out 10. Picked up his first playoff win as he threw 70 pitches, 47 which were strikes. Trip Davis threw 94 pitches, 61 for strikes. That's the loss. 4 innings of work, 7 earned runs, 11 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Tanner Cleveron picks up a save as he pitched the final 3 innings of the ball game. Home runs hit this game. Matt Perret hit his second in the postseason, as did Steve Anderson. Orson Slater hit his first and second here tonight. As the Newport Gulls cruise to victory here, 18-1 the final score. We'll face New Bedford here tomorrow. And Jacob Ouellette, the Sanford Maynard season does come to an end here at Cardines.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to say again that this team, probably the closest team I've seen the Maynards have in franchise history. They, come together, and the heart of the game never died. You saw it last night at Goodall, already starting the series 0-1, and then walking off last night. I loved working with this team. First year doing this, I've been with the Maynards, but first year doing the whole media relations broadcast gig, and I've loved absolutely every minute of it. Again, the record, they finished 15-26 in the regular season, but I think you even made the comment during the triple header in the pregame show that even with a 15-26 record, the Maynards a lot better than what that number showed, and a lot of close games all season long. Breaks didn't go the way they wanted to, and I'm just fortunate enough, and hopefully I'll be back here again next year and see what happens. And I just want to say a big thanks to all the support to all the Maynards fans out there. I know from the standpoint of my end, I've appreciated it, and I know all the players have appreciated it.
Jacob Ouellette, it's been a pleasure working with you through 11 games this summer.
All right, thank you very much, Nick, and good luck.
Have a safe drive back to Sanford.
Will do.
Newport Gulls win it here in Game 3, 18-1, the final score. Only one road game around the NECBL here tonight. As we look at around the NECBL, the only other game in action, North Adams Steelcats and the Danbury Westerners, as North Adams coming back to win tomorrow night in Game 2 of that series to extend it to Game 3. Well, Game 3 will be extended itself. That game's suspended till tomorrow due to lightning and then heavy rain showers that came through Rogers Park in Danbury, Connecticut. In the top of the fourth, North Adams 5, Danbury 4 in a game which the Westerners led 4-1. North Adams and Danbury will resume Game 3 tomorrow. Meanwhile, the Newport Gulls will play tomorrow as they live to play again. The Gulls win the playoff series, and for the 11th time in franchise history of 12 years here in Newport, the Newport Gulls will move on to round 2 in postseason play as the Gulls take the playoff victory here at Cardines Field. Final score 18-1 tomorrow. Michael Johnson, a 3.79 ERA, 1-0 in 3 starts and 6 games for the Newport Gulls. Faces off against Brian Dearden for the New Bedford Bay Sox, 3-3 in ERA, 1.91 in 7 starts, had a shutout in the regular season. Both pitches southpaws, so a lefty-lefty matchup tomorrow for Game 1 of the NECBL Eastern Division Championship Series. We'll be down the field, post-game interviews coming up in a little bit as our post-game show continues here in the NECBL Broadcast Network. But first, Tim Scott has the stats of the game. And Tim Scott, what's next?
Well, thank you, Nick. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, great win tonight for the Newport Gulls. They advanced to the semifinals of the NECBL playoffs. First time since 2010 the Gulls advanced that far. And tonight was really a statistical marvel. 18 runs on 22 hits and no errors, 7 left on base for the Gulls tonight. It was really a great game all around, offensively, defensively, pitching, and all around it was just a great game. The Gulls now led in batting average by Austin Slater in the playoffs, and Austin Slater had a monster night tonight. 2 home runs. That's right, 2 home runs. That's more than he had all regular season. He had 1 during the regular season, and this was his second to the playoffs. He had 2 towering fly balls. They really demonstrated his power and his aggressiveness at the plate, really showing his progressiveness throughout the season. His average in the playoffs now stands at 571. 571 batting average leads the team. Matt Perret also hitting 500. He hits 3 home runs for the playoffs. So all in all, impressive numbers. The Gulls have a 378 batting average for the playoffs, which by far is tops in the NECBL. And that continues to show their great strength, determination to beat the Maynards here, who beat them in the championship game twice in 2004 and 2008. So the Gulls really showing what they can do in the postseason, and it really has been working. Their next game is tomorrow against the New Bedford Bay Sox in the Battle of the Dunkin' Donuts Cup. The Dunkin' Donuts Cup's on the line. The season series was tied at 4. But that's it for today. Now let's go to Nick Lima with the Player of the Game interview.
Thank you very much, Tim Scott. As our post-game report continues here in the NECBL Broadcast Network, now joined by Newport Gulls co-players of the game. Joined here with Steve Anderson, as well as tonight's starting pitcher, Peter Kelich. Peter, that was a heck of a game through.
Yeah, I try to come out and do the same thing every time I throw a lot of strikes. I had my off-speed working for me today, and just throw a lot of strikes, get ahead of batters, and if you do that, you're going to be successful anywhere.
Pete, the Newport Gulls facing elimination here in this contest. You were out there, thrown out there as a stopper here after a tough loss last night at Goodall Park.
We put it behind us pretty quick, and we came back here. We always play confident in this park. And, the fans we get and everything, it's tough for us to lose here. So just want to keep this rolling straight on through the playoffs and, hopefully come out with some hardware after this thing's all said and done.
This summer now at Cardinals Field, the Gulls are 20-2 here.
Yeah, like I said, we play good at home. This is our Gulls nest, whatever you want to call it. But, sometimes the hops go different ways for other teams, but I think that's just credit to how hard our guys work, in pregame, and that's it. That's the name of the game, just working hard, and our guys just step it up every day.
Pete, the Gulls go back here to Cardinals Field again tomorrow. They're facing the Bedford Bay Sox, a team that went 4-4 against the Gulls this season.
I've thrown against them. They're a good squad. They know what they're doing, and they're going to be scrappy. They're going to come out and they're going to play hard. So we just need to match their intensity, and I think we're going to come out on the good end of things.
Your teammate Michael Johnson, the lefty, will get the start tomorrow against the Bay Sox. He's been in the league now for 3 years, pitched for 2 years with North Shore, and what do you think we can see from him tomorrow in Game 1 of the Eastern Division Championship Series?
Yeah, well, he's a veteran guy. He's going to throw a lot of strikes, left-hander, and, he's going to get it done for us. Definitely confident pitcher. He knows what he's got, and hopefully he goes out there, works hard, and does a good job for us.
You were a starter in college in the spring, came here for the Newport Gulls, picked up 4 saves, you worked a little relief, you're an all-star reliever, but towards the end of the season, working your way into the starting rotation, how was it making that adjustment back and forth?
I try to do, like I said, I try to do the same thing every time I go out, throw a lot of strikes. It doesn't really matter to me what I'm coming out of the pen or whether I'm starting. I like starting, I'm comfortable there, but, out of the pen gives me a little chance to put myself in different situations and stay sharp and everything, and also keep my innings down for the summer. So it was good, and I enjoyed it, but I'm ready to roll now.
All right, Peter, congratulations on the victory here tonight in Game 3.
Thank you very much.
Steve Anderson joins us now. Steve, big home run here tonight, and a couple good defensive plays made it at first base as well. As how about that one later in the game as you snagged that ball on the first base line?
Yeah, I really just tried to get it to the line and kind of stuck my glove out and see what happened. But, luckily it went in the glove, and I guess it looked good. So, I don't know. It was nice. Gulls,
one of their highest run totals in playoff history here tonight, 18-1. As that one just got away from the Sanford Mainers in the end. The Newport Gulls had it locked up, though, much of the way.
Yeah, it's just another credit to our lineup and Coach Leyva and how hard these guys work up and down the lineup. We had a lot of good swings tonight, and seeing pitch as well, so we're going to keep rolling tomorrow and hopefully throughout the playoffs.
Some big home runs here, not only from your bat, but also from Austin Slater and Matt Perret, all going yard as well.
Yeah, our lineup, again, is just everyone can swing it, and it's great playing, especially in this park, in this lineup. You're going to see good pitches because in front and back of you have great hitters, so it's a pleasure to play in this lineup.
Pete Kelich said himself, the Bedford tough squad. Gulls went 4-4 against them. What are the keys to Newport taking advantage in this series as they open it here tomorrow at Cardinals Field? How important is that Game 1 win?
It's huge. Coming out here, the home crowd. Hopefully we get a good turnout tomorrow, and really just what we've been doing all year. Playing good defense, throwing strikes. I'm sure Johnson will have a good day, and hopefully swinging the bats well again tomorrow.
You got to see a little bit of an odd play in the 8th inning of this one as a warning was issued on a 2-0 pitch by the home plate umpire. It ended up being, in the end, an argument between the umpire and head coach for the Gulls, Mike Coombs, after Aaron Izarek argued with him. What was that all about? We couldn't really figure out what was going on, in such a one-sided game.
Yeah, emotions come into the game. It's that kind of game. Everyone's putting their heart and soul into it. So, you hate to see it, but I'm glad Coach Coombs was there, and I'm glad we got the win. So when it comes down to it, that's what matters.
So the Newport Gulls are going to Michael Johnson tomorrow as they go back here to Cardines Field. Ballpark has treated them very well, and thank you very much for joining us here, Steve, on our postgame show.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
We'll be back in a moment and wrap things up next on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here one final time at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island as the Newport Gulls live to play again. Game 1 of the 2012 NECBL Eastern Division Championship Series coming up tomorrow night here at Cardines Field. We'll be on the air the extended pregame show, 5:55. First pitch, 6:35. Pitch Michael Johnson for the Newport Gulls. And the probable pitcher listed Brian Durner for the New Bedford Bay Sox, a lefty-lefty matchup, as the Newport Gulls and New Bedford Bay Sox will play a best-of-3 game series starting tomorrow night here at Cardines Field. The final score here in Game 3 versus the Sanford Mainers, 18-1 Newport Gulls. Let's pause for a moment and thank those who made this broadcast possible. The executive producer of Newport Gulls Baseball is Tom Lima. Our director tonight, Shannon Carlson. Our associate producer, Mikko Tolich. Our on-site engineer, Catherine Haas. Our production assistant, Rob Sanchez. Our statistician and post-game show host, Tim Scott. Our audio technician, Jackie Beatrice. For Jacob Ouellette, I'm Nick Lima here at Cardines Field. Newport wins it tonight in spectacular fashion, 18-1. The final score as the Gulls take 2 out of 3 from the Sanford Mainers here in the NECBL Eastern Division semifinals. The Eastern Division Championship Series begins tomorrow night at Cardines Field. Again, on the air, the extended pregame show, 5:55. First pitch at 6:35. We hope you'll join us then. One final time, the final score. The Gulls take the series from the Mainers here, 18-1, and live to play again. Playoff baseball continues tomorrow night at Cardines. For all of us here, thank you all for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. And until tomorrow, so long, everybody.